Today's news highlights. Time cutoff, 1700 hours. News headline, is the unprecedented lawyer defense minister coming? Gu Liqiang, Secretary General of the National Security Council, expected to be eliminated, lie government's plan exposed. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights, the Liqiang Te government will take office on May 20, and Gu Liqiang, Secretary General of the National Security Council, is expected to take over as defense minister. Gu Liqiang has performed outstandingly in promoting Taiwan's military restructuring and cooperation with the U.S. military in the past few years. He has a tacit understanding of cooperation with the two deputy ministers of defense and is familiar with the communication and coordination model with the U.S. His multiple backgrounds, extensive experience, including lawyer, legislator, chairman of the Party Property Council, chairman of the Financial Supervisory Committee, etc., as well as his important role in international affairs, make him an ideal candidate for the first civilian defense minister in the Lai government. Gu Liqiang plays a key role in national defense and national security affairs between Taiwan and the United States, demonstrating his importance in the current international situation. News headline, Fake collection in shock. A 5.4 magnitude earthquake was felt in the Eastern Sea area at 1801, with the maximum magnitude of 4 in Taraco and Nanao. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News focus, according to the earthquake forecast information of the Central Meteorological Administration, at around 6:1 p.m. on the 7th, a magnitude 5.4 earthquake occurred in the Eastern Sea area with a depth of 16.9 kilometers. The epicenter was located 40.2 kilometers northeast of the Hualien County government, in the Eastern Sea area of Taiwan. It is the largest earthquake anywhere. Seismic intensity, Hualien County Taraco level 4, Yulan County Nanao level 4, Nantou County Hehuanshan level 3, New Taipei City's Indian level 2, Taipei City level 1. News headline, Nantou girl disappears after school. Parents traveled all over Taiwan to search for 35 years and desperately appealed for death. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, a bizarre disappearance occurred in Caotun Town, Nantou County 35 years ago. A 15-year-old girl named Jian suddenly disappeared after class. Her family refused to give up and searched for her for many years, but to no avail. The couple surnamed Jian searched everywhere, traveled all over Taiwan, and even compared DNA, but they were unable to find their daughter. The lack of any travel, insurance, and communication records makes the case even more suspenseful. 35 years later, the couple surnamed Jian reluctantly applied to the court for a death declaration. The court ruled that the girl was dead. However, the truth behind the disappearance is still an unsolved mystery. News headline, Eat breakfast at a restaurant when traveling? People who have been here tell the truth, the poor version of me would rather eat outside. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, a recent PTT post sparked a heated discussion about whether to have breakfast at a hotel when traveling. Some people think that of course they should eat for free because it is included in the fee, but others say they would rather eat out, especially for travelers who want to taste local food. Opinions vary, with some saying it depends on the situation and others saying you may not have time for a business trip but may enjoy it on a holiday trip. These opinions reflect different travelers' preferences and values for travel experiences. News headline, Too many mistakes. YT storyteller Lao Gao deleted the Dragon Ball commentary video, I'm really sorry. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, the YouTube channel MR and MRSK recently uploaded a video about the plot of Dragon Ball, but it was found to be full of errors. After thanking fans for reminding them, host Lao Gao sincerely accepted the advice and publicly apologized. Fans have expressed their understanding and support, believing that mistakes are inevitable. However, some netizens questioned the lack of verification of the content of the video and pointed out that similar mistakes should be avoided. The video has been made private and is no longer viewable. News headline, Son-in-law becomes a life-saving hero. Former representative to New York Cai Erhuang recalls the current scene of the Hualien earthquake. Release time, April 7, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, on the 5th day of the Hualien earthquake, Dimitris Belbis, the Greek son-in-law of Taraco Jingying Hotel, Cai Erhuang's son-in-law, heroically rescued more than 10 people during the earthquake. When an earthquake occurred, he led the stranded tourists safely through the danger. Cai Erhuang recalled the process and thanked Jingying Hotel and the police for their active assistance. He also praised Jingying Hotel and the police for their assistance and support, especially their bravery and love during the disaster. Overall, his reflections and gratitude for the event are reflected deeply in his recollections. News headline, Genius Zaishi is confirmed to retire. After receiving a $7.8 billion contract, he only pitched in 8 games and earned more than $1.5 million from one pitch. Release time, April 7, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, Strasburg of the MLB Nationals officially announced his retirement, ending a 13-year legendary career. He signed a huge contract with the team after winning the World Series in 2019, but was plagued by injuries. He only played in 8 games in the past 3 years and had an ERA as high as 6.89. Although the team has yet to make an official announcement, placing him on the retired list all but confirms the talented pitcher's retirement. Strasburg will receive the remaining $105 million of the contract and agreed to a deferral of payment until 2029. To many Taiwanese baseball fans, he is a familiar star who was once teammates with Wang Qianmin and is one of the legends in Nationals history. News headline, Payphone bill $2 million in invoice. The award fell to this county and city. If you miss it, it will be gone. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, the list of winners of the Unified Invoice Lottery from January to February 2013 has been announced, with 7 to 11, Family Mart and other supermarkets winning big prizes. What's even more amazing is that a Chunghwa Telecom user in Tainan won a special prize of NT $2 million for only paying a phone bill of NT $70, and another Taiwan mobile user in Taipei won a NT $1,000 bonus for paying only a monthly fee of NT $1,496. Special prize worth RMB 10,000. The unexpected winnings of these two lucky people have allowed them to pay for their phone bills and even collect the down payment for a house. News headline, fever is thought to be a minor cold. 6-year-old boy surprised by blood cancer, seek medical attention immediately with 9 major symptoms. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlight, Ah Chen, a 6-year-old boy, sought medical treatment for toothache, abdominal pain, headache, and other symptoms, and was diagnosed with acute lymphoid blood cancer. After treatment at the Pediatric Hematology Oncology Department of the China Medical University affiliated hospital, the cancer cells were successfully eliminated 3 years later, and Ah Chen returned to health. Experts remind that the symptoms of blood cancer in children are not easy to detect. You should pay attention to symptoms such as fever, pain, and lumps, and seek early medical treatment. The Pediatric Hematoma Department integrates emerging therapies such as immune, cell, target and proton therapy to provide personalized treatment to improve the success rate of treatment and bring more hope to children with leukemia. News headline, hospital elevator suddenly fell. Indian patient fell into bed and fell into the elevator together with doctors and nurses. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, an elevator in a hospital in India suddenly fell, causing a patient to fall along with his bed. Fortunately, there was no life threat. Although medical staff and passers-by responded quickly, they could not prevent the accident. The video was widely circulated on social media and triggered extensive discussions among netizens. Many people raised concerns about the safety of medical facilities and called on the government to strengthen supervision and improve facilities to ensure the safety of medical staff and patients. Indian officials also expressed anger over the incident and demanded that improvements to medical facilities be accelerated and an investigation be conducted into the hospital involved. News headline, Kenting's top villa closed without warning. The bathtub and safe were all auctioned off by the law. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, the famous Thai-style villa Ting Jinghai Leisure Club in Kenting closed down due to the epidemic. Recently, it was foreclosed by the Pingtung branch of the Administrative Enforcement Agency of the Ministry of Justice due to unpaid labor health insurance fees. The auction items included high-end bathtubs, safes, karaoke, etc., which attracted many buyers to bid. Among them, a bathtub was sold for NT $17,000, a safe was sold for less than NT $400 on average, and a karaoke bar was sold for NT $8,000. The bathtub is one of the hotel's selling points, and it's a favorite with its pure white color scheme and azure ocean views. All proceeds from the auction will be used to pay off the hotel's debt. News headline, there are so many people going around the border in Dajia. Folk taboos exposed expert, pregnant women should not touch the bottom of the sedan. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, this year's Dajia Genlan Palace Mazuz circuit attracted many believers to participate. There were so many people lining up to wait for the sedan chair that the temple had to announce the suspension of activities. Yang Denki reminded believers to abide by taboos. For example, pregnant women should not ride in sedan chairs, and participants should wear new clothes to show respect. Other taboos include holding the flag and not falling down, remaining vegetarian until the end of the birthday ceremony, and not exposing underwear. Participants should clean themselves and their belongings, and maintain an upright posture when sitting on the bottom of the sedan. You should inform Mizzou before completing your visit or leaving early. News headline, Pingdong fishing boat Hongxing missing for 5 days. The captain's daughter shouted for help to Zhou Chunmai, and the county government revealed her last location. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, the fishing boat Hongxing Fishing registered in Donggang, Pingdong County, lost contact after going to sea on April 3. The family is worried about being affected by the earthquake and tsunami. The last reported position of the fishing boat was 18.5 nautical miles west of Mobitu. The Agriculture Department of Pingdong County has contacted the Coast Guard to launch a search and rescue operation, and the Coast Guard has dispatched ships and helicopters to assist in the search. The family members are anxiously waiting for news and hope that the fishing boat can return safely. News headline, Chef Pollen is Typhoid Mary and can she coexist with bunker's acid? Toxicology authorities shook their heads, impossible. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, in the Polam Tea House food poisoning case, the chef's feces was found to contain bonucleic acid, but the blood and urine tests were negative. Experts said that Burkholderia gladioli mainly exists on plants and is unlikely to be symbiotic with the human body, so Chef Obihara's guess is unreasonable. It is speculated that the chef may have failed to clean his hands thoroughly after coming into contact with the ingredients due to poor hygiene habits, resulting in a small amount of toxins entering the body. It still needs further testing to determine whether the chef has brought in bacteria. News headline, shocking. Meteorological Administration, the epicenter area is still adjusting. Aftershocks have exceeded 700 and the stop time is difficult to predict. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, a 5.4 magnitude earthquake occurred off the coast of Hualien today. The epicenter was located 40.2 kilometers northeast of the Hualien County government. The depth of the earthquake was 16.9 kilometers, and the maximum magnitude was 4. Since the Hualien earthquake, there have been a total of 707 earthquakes, including main shocks and aftershocks. Although the frequency of earthquakes has slowed down, seismic experts remind that earthquakes with a magnitude of 5 or above are still possible, and the public should remain vigilant, especially when entering mountainous areas, and be careful of falling rocks. News headline, Dajiama went around the border and was surprised to see the Women's Army carrying sedans to accompany Mizzou. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, when Dajiama's circumambulation was postponed to Yongjing and Zhonghua, believers were enthusiastic. In particular, the 2 female members of the sedan chair team attracted attention. They carried the palanquin with delicate faces and determination. One of them followed his mother to participate in the circumambulation. He has been used to serving Mizzou since he was a child, while the other decided to participate out of gratitude and service. In addition, there is a new force who is only 16 years old. His father and grandfather are also members of the Mikashi class. 3 generations participate in the circumambulation together, showing family friendship and devotion to Mizzou. News headline, Easter egg hidden at IU Taipei Stadium. The 12 backup dancers are all Taiwanese girls. I praised the rehearsal carefully, it's great. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, South Korean Queen IU's HER World Tour concert held at the Taipei Arena attracted a large number of fans. The concert specially arranged the opening song Holzizi and invited 12 children from the Taiwanese dance troupe to participate in the performance. Among them, the Chant Xin and Kyun Lee expressed that they were surprised and happy to cooperate with IU. They received encouragement from IU during rehearsals and were praised for their outstanding performance. IU explained the creative concept of Holzizi on her YouTube channel, hoping that everyone can live freely like spores in the wind. News headline, Taraco Mountain collapse. Satellite captures stunning footage of massive smoke. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, the Hualien earthquake caused landslides, producing large amounts of cocky smoke. The Japan Meteorological Agency's Himawari 9 satellite captured the scene at that time. So far, 13 people have died, 1,133 people have been injured, 344 people have been detained in Taiwan, and 6 people have lost contact. According to data from the Central Meteorological Administration, there have been 688 earthquakes as of this morning after the earthquake, including 150 significant felt earthquakes, 538 small area earthquakes. The maximum magnitude was 5.1, and the maximum magnitude in Hualien was 4. News headline, on Tuesday, Tengu swallows the sun and the 3 zodiac signs should avoid disaster. Numerologists reveal 8 taboos, earthquakes are likely to occur. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, the total solar eclipse is coming, which is traditionally regarded as a bad omen, and there are many taboos to be aware of. Taboos include not going to mountainous areas, avoiding conflicts and quarrels, making investments or confessing to marriage, etc. Special attention should be paid to people whose zodiac signs are pig, sheep, and snake. They need to be especially cautious to avoid financial risks, health problems, and emotional fluctuations. On the day of a total solar eclipse, it is a good time to meditate, review negative thoughts, and avoid participating in negative activities. News headline: It will rain across Taiwan today and tomorrow. On Wednesday, the temperature in the north reached 17 degrees again. From this day forward, the temperature in the western half of the country soared to over 30 degrees. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: The Central Meteorological Administration pointed out that the weather across Taiwan today and tomorrow will be unstable and rainy. Be careful with thunderstorms in the north and northeast of central Taiwan. The rain will slow down on Wednesday, but it's still important to watch for rain and avoid traveling to the mountains. In the north, it dropped to 17 degrees from Tuesday night to early Wednesday morning. From Thursday, the temperature picked up and increased day by day, reaching over 30 degrees in the western half of the weekend. Experts remind that there may be heavy rain, lightning strikes, and strong wind gusts near the front, so avoid activities in mountainous areas and pay attention to localized short-lived showers. News headline: Put the power bank on the sofa to charge. A fire broke out in a Darwin house. A woman heard the alarm and hurriedly escaped. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: A fire alarm was reported in a residence in Guanyin District, Darwin City this morning. The fire started on the sofa in the living room on the second floor. According to the owner's daughter, it was suspected that the mobile power supply caught fire for unknown reasons. Fortunately, the house was equipped with a fire alarm. When the alarm sounded, my daughter escaped in time to avoid the disaster from spreading. Neighbors heard the cry for help and immediately came to help and used a fire extinguisher to successfully put out the fire. The homeowner thanked the fire brigade and enthusiastic neighbors and called on the public to install fire alarms to protect lives and property. News headline: Photos of Jackie Chan's white hair and instant aging leaked, and he personally revealed the truth. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: Martial arts superstar Jackie Chan celebrates his 70th birthday. He posted a post on Weibo expressing his feelings about life, mentioning his age surprise and the words of his senior brother Sammo Hung, emphasizing that aging is lucky. He clarified that the viral photo of white hair was for film styling needs, and once again expressed his love and gratitude for the film career. Jackie Chan has a rich acting career. He has made countless classic movies and won an Oscar for lifetime achievement. His emotion turned into one sentence: I love movies, and I love you. News headline: No more holidays. Internet blast: Executive Yuan went too far, not even a holiday for the Mid-Autumn Festival. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: The Executive Yuan has cancelled the flexible holiday system this year. After the Qingming Festival holiday ends, there will be no longer consecutive holidays in the second half of the year, which has aroused discussion among PTT netizens. Some people lamented the sadness and pointed out that there is no national continuous holiday. Some people suggested asking for special leave, but some people opposed making up work on Saturdays. Some netizens believe that the Executive Yuan has gone too far and lacks arrangements for important festivals such as the Mid-Autumn Festival, triggering discussion and dissatisfaction. News headline: High protein. Halfway through the hot pot meal, I was shocked to see 20 maggots floating on the noodles. The whole family was instantly frightened. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: Recently, people went to a hot pot restaurant in Nantou and found 20 to 30 maggots in the soup. The operator was accused of poor handling and failure to apologize. The operator suspended operations and promised to find out the cause as soon as possible. The Health Bureau found that there were errors in the store environment and has requested improvements. People also suspected that there was a problem with the ingredients and pointed out that they had diarrhea after eating many times in the past. The operator has apologized to the public, and the Health Bureau has requested immediate improvements to the environment. News headline: Nearly 100 red envelopes were thrown away. In front of the funeral home, there are endless red envelopes to pick up. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: In front of Kaohsiung funeral parlors, dozens to hundreds of red envelopes appear on the road every day, which is called Red Envelope Road. However, these red envelopes are actually used to remove filth, and people do not dare to pick them up. The business owner and the staff at the funeral home worked hard to clean it up. Some people even found 6,000 yuan in the bag. The original owner later came back to look for it. This custom troubled the Environmental Protection Bureau, who had to clean it up every day. However, due to reasons and customs, the Environmental Protection Bureau did not impose any penalties, making this place a unique red envelope spectacle. News headline: A man in his 20s worked hard to buy a house, the building became dangerous after the 7.2 earthquake. One sentence made his girlfriend cry. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: A 7.2 strong earthquake occurred off the coast of Hualien, killing 13 people and injuring thousands. A female netizen felt sorry for her boyfriend. My boyfriend bought a house in Hualien through hard work, but now it has become a dangerous building due to the earthquake and he is temporarily unable to return home. A female netizen cried and complained, "I can't go back home." She said that her boyfriend bought his first home through his own efforts, but now he can't go back. Netizens left messages hoping to provide spiritual support, pointing out that this is not only a problem with the house, but also a challenge in life. Statistics from the Land and Resources Administration show that there are 18 buildings in Hualien listed on the red list, 17 of which are in Hualien, including the Uranus building. News headline: The next week will be wet and cool and then sunny and warm. The difference in high temperature in the north can reach 10 degrees. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: The Meteorological Administration stated that the weather will be wet first and then stable in the next week. In the northern region, please note that the high temperature will drop by about 7 to 10 degrees on the 9th and 10th, from the recent 27 to 30 degrees to about 20 to 23 degrees. The weather will stabilize from the 11th, and the high temperature will be over 30 degrees in various places over the weekend. Affected by the front tomorrow, the weather will be unstable. There may be local short-lived showers or thunderstorms in the north of the central part and northeast, and the rain may be heavy in the mountainous areas. In terms of temperature, the high temperature in the northern and eastern half is about 24 to 29 degrees, and the high temperature in the central and southern parts is still 31 to 33 degrees. Due to frequent earthquakes, please avoid unnecessary mountain activities and exercise caution. News headline: Suddenly stood up and got high while playing amusement rides. He was thrown away in the next second, hit his head and died. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Today News Cloud. News highlights: In a horrific accident in Chihuahua, Mexico, 22-year-old Antonio stood up and danced on an amusement ride, but lost his balance when turning, was thrown and hit his head, and eventually died. At the time of the incident, he and his friends ignored safety regulations, stood on the rapidly rotating facility, and waved their clothes excitedly. Video taken by witnesses at the scene showed that Antonio was thrown and hit hard, causing tourists to scream in horror. The amusement park has announced that it will take stricter measures and launch an investigation to clarify responsibility. News headline: Not Kind Enough premieres with huge numbers. Noise and lines are turned off. Su Yuding laughs at those affected by Mercury retrograde. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Today News Cloud. News highlights: The first episode 1 and 2 of We Are Not Kind Enough, written and directed by Su Yuding, received rave reviews, but encountered various accidents during the broadcast, including volume, noise, and other problems, which made her laugh at herself as a household affected by Mercury retrograde. Even Tanya Chua was shocked by the volume of the music. Although she encountered challenges in a panic, she was grateful for meeting Tanya. The play received favorable reviews during its premiere, especially He Jungxiang's outstanding acting skills. News headline: Shocking news of gunshots in Xinzhuang. Teenager drove into construction site, shot 4 times and surrendered after committing the crime. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Today News Cloud. News highlights: Gunshots were heard in Xinzhuang District, New Taipei City this afternoon. A teenager, suspected of being beaten at a KTV last year, drove into an engineering store being renovated today and fired 4 warning shots into the store before heading to the police station. The bureau surrendered. After a preliminary investigation by the police, the teenager was sent to court for trial. The source and motive of the gun have yet to be further clarified. The young man involved in the case, surnamed Su, claimed that the car he was driving was a licensed car, and the initial identification of the gun was lethal. The source of the gun has yet to be clarified. The store's initial loss was approximately NT $100,000, and it will seek compensation from the young man. News headline: It will rain from tomorrow until Wednesday, and the temperature will quickly return to warm weekend from Thursday. Release time: April 7, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: According to the forecast of the Central Meteorological Administration, due to the influence of the front tomorrow, there will be local short-lived showers or thunderstorms in the north and northeastern areas of central China, and there will also be local short-lived showers in other areas. The temperature will rise and the water vapor will decrease from Thursday. The weather will be stable over the weekend, and it will be even warmer in the central and southern regions. However, due to frequent aftershocks and high probability of rainfall after earthquakes, you should try to avoid going to mountainous areas. News headline: Turkish drone team takes difficult samples. Rare 3D images of Şakadang disaster area exposed. Release time: April 7, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: the Şakadang Trail in Taraco National Park collapsed severely during the earthquake, killing 8 people. The Turkish drone search and rescue team arrived in Hualien today, bringing 3 drones to assist in search and rescue, providing 3D images to understand the catastrophic terrain. The fire department pointed out that the drone completed 2 missions and successfully obtained high-resolution images to help confirm the location of the trapped people. It looks forward to being used in disaster relief work in the future. The drone team will continue to study response measures and provide a safer and more effective disaster relief model. News headline: On and off to be confirmed. Pingtung registered fishing boat Hongxing Fishing lost contact, suspected signal returned from Philippine waters. Release time: April 7, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: the Pingtung fishing boat Hongxing Fishing lost contact after the earthquake on April 3, and its family members are worried that it may be affected by the tsunami. However, Facebook fan Taiwan Adiz discovered early this morning that the ship may be sending signals in Philippine waters. Although it has not yet been confirmed, the fishing boat may go to catch the first tuna, and the family and relevant units are still actively searching. News headline: No going back. AI Fukuhara's lawsuit is over, but it's still hard to save his image. The Paris Olympics commentator is replaced by his former comrade in arms. Release time: April 7, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: AI Fukuhara tried to change her image after announcing the settlement of her lawsuit with her ex-husband Zhang Hengxia, but it still failed. Fuji TV decided to change the billiards commentator during the Paris Olympics and was replaced by retired Ishikawa Kashomi. Ishikawa Kashomi revealed that he will serve as the commentator, saying that although he is a little nervous about the first challenge, he is very happy and honored to participate in the Olympic broadcast commentary, and promised to do his best to convey the excitement of the Olympics. News headline: More dangerous than alcohol, doctors reveal 3 pitfalls of the oiliest carbohydrates that can lead to addiction without knowing it. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: China Times News Network. News focus: Family medicine physician Wei Xiang pointed out that fructose is more dangerous than alcohol, and it is easy for people to ignore its health hazards. He listed the 3 major sweetness traps of fructose, including tricking the brain into lacking a sense of satiety, easily forming addiction, and making it difficult to perceive the amount of intake. Fructose produces uric acid and fat during liver metabolism, which can lead to health problems such as high uric acid, fatty liver, gout, and diabetes. Studies have shown that fructose has addictive effects similar to that of tobacco and alcohol, and is commonly found in desserts and other foods, making it easy for people to consume too much, increasing health risks. News headline: Residents trapped in the elevator due to the earthquake wave have no way to seek help. Community chairman clarified. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News focus: When disaster strikes, saving lives is more important than anything else. A major earthquake occurred in a community in Yunnan. Resident Mr. Lin was trapped in the elevator for more than an hour. He was not rescued until the administrator reported the incident. However, the administrator was scolded by the community manager, saying that saving people would have to pay for elevator repairs. Family members and community leaders explained that the administrator should notify professional maintenance personnel first to avoid danger caused by the fire brigade being unfamiliar with the situation. Nonetheless, safety of human life should be prioritized over money or equipment damage. News headline: Customers complained that supplementary dishes would be charged more. Store owner: The portions are sufficient. Not an all-you-can-eat restaurant. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlight: A restaurant in Chi caused controversy due to insufficient meals for a meet and greet event. On the day of the event, 30 people showed up, but there was not enough food. The customer asked for supplementary food, but was asked to increase the price to 500 yuan. The store argued that it had provided abundant meals and that the charge of 350 yuan per person was reasonable, but the trapped people insisted on asking for supplements or refunds, and they failed to reconcile. The store owner stated that the food portion was sufficient in the past and hoped that the two parties could reconcile, but unfortunately the issue of refills and refunds caused dissatisfaction. News headline: 50 teachers and students of Zibao Elementary School finally escaped difficulties after 5 days. Su Shihua offered a summer dinner to express condolences. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: 50 teachers and students from Zibao Elementary School in Hualien finally escaped after being trapped for 5 days. Nantou County Magistrate Su Shihua arranged for them to enjoy a sumptuous dinner as a mark of respect. Teachers and students relied on helicopters to airdrop supplies to maintain their basic lives during the road interruption period, and felt a deep sense of warmth. Although the return trip had to take a detour halfway across Taiwan via the Nanhan Highway and took until midnight to arrive in Hualien, they finally returned safely and were grateful to the county government and all the rescue workers for their hard work. News headline: Ma Ying-jeou arrives in Beijing and receives high-level reception. Is it rumored that 4/10 will be regarded as a rivalry between the United States and Japan? Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: former President Ma Ying-jeou arrived in Beijing to start his trip. China sent a special car to greet him with high standards. However, the second meeting between Ma Ying-jeou and XI may be rescheduled to April 10, triggering international competition and interpretation. Ma Ying-jeou visited many scenic spots, including the Bird's Nest, the Ice Ribbon Stadium, etc., but the undetermined meeting between Ma and XI has added a lot of uncertainty. Some analysts believe that Ma Ying-jeou may be intentionally placed in a confrontation between China and the United States. Ma Ying-jeou hinted at his own role when talking about the Executive Yuan. Although this trip to China is full of opportunities and challenges, it also highlights the complexity of cross-strait relations. News headline: Taylor Steady appears on the 2024 Rich list for the first time. Happy news about boyfriend on vacation, he said I do. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights: Taylor Swift made it onto the Forbes Rich list for the first time based on her music career income, becoming the first celebrity to be listed solely on music creation, accumulating a net worth of hundreds of millions. She set a box office record of $1.04 billion, approximately NT $31.2 billion, with her concert tour Eras Tour. In addition, her relationship with American football star Kels has also attracted much attention. Recently, it was reported that she had agreed to her husband's proposal, which aroused great expectations from the outside world. News headline: Meng Gang was scolded for criticizing. Sister Donnie chokes again, my behavior is very dangerous. She changed her career after she revealed that she was unemployed. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights: Internet celebrity Donnie Bitch bluntly does not support Meng Zhengru's apology for Huang Zijiao, pointing out that it is dangerous behavior for a daughter to be chosen by an adult to continue to be with a husband involved in underage images. She responded to the criticism from escort netizens, saying that this is a very simple truth, but many people still don't understand it. If she loses her job, she plans to become a ski instructor. News headline: Is hip pain a problem with the hip joint? 10 minutes of exercise to prevent hip joint degeneration and comprehensive dietary maintenance. Release time: April 3, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News focus: Body pain is a warning signal. If it affects the whole body, compensatory pain may occur, especially pain in the waist, hip, knee, and ankle. Hip joint degeneration requires attention. Maintenance includes controlling weight, avoiding overexertion, strengthening muscles such as gluteus maximus, and performing specific exercises such as hip circles. In terms of diet, avoid inflammatory foods and consume nutrients such as collagen, chondroitin, and vitamin C that help repair joint cartilage. It is necessary to maintain overall health, smooth transmission of attention lines, and promptly deal with problems in various parts that may affect the force lines. News headline: What shouldn't you eat if you have arthritis? 4 foods you should never eat. Eat protein like this to relieve knee pain. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News highlights: The degree of inflammation in the body is closely related to diet. Excessive intake of inflammatory foods may aggravate diseases such as arthritis. Kim Yu-soo, a specialist in Korean rehabilitation medicine, pointed out that omega-6 fatty acids in meat and processed foods, liquid fructose, high-temperature cooking foods and alcohol are the main NG foods that cause inflammation. It is recommended to reduce meat intake, avoid processed foods, choose low-inflammatory cooking methods, and limit alcohol consumption to reduce the risk of inflammation and protect joint health. News headline: Will drinking tea cause osteoporosis? Latest research: drinking tea in moderation can actually help bone health. Drinking this amount of tea every day is most beneficial. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News highlights: Taiwanese studies and foreign studies have pointed out that drinking tea is beneficial to bone health. According to Taiwanese research, tea drinkers have a lower risk of osteoporosis and fractures, especially for people under the age of 59. Foreign studies have also confirmed that drinking less than 4.5 cups of tea a day can reduce the chance of fractures and osteoporosis. The reason why drinking tea is good for bone health is because the flavonoids in tea have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, which help reduce bone loss, thereby lowering the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Therefore, drinking tea in moderation can help maintain bone health. News headline: Eczema is causing trouble again? My body keeps itching when the season changes in spring. Be careful when viewing flowers. 1. Skin diseases on your body. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News highlight: in spring, skin is susceptible to dryness, and symptoms such as eczema often occur. Care should be taken to avoid irritants, maintain moderate moisturization, gentle cleansing, and use sun protection. The diet requires more water, vitamins, and antioxidants. Maintain a good routine, check your skin condition regularly, and seek professional help if there are any abnormalities. Take precautions in advance to avoid skin allergies caused by contact with caterpillars. Delicate care can help maintain healthy skin. News headline: Reduce salt and add superfoods to help you live longer. Learn from Peng Huainan and Lin Bailey to eat sweet potatoes with their skins on to stabilize blood sugar and lower cholesterol. Release time: April 3, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News highlights: Nutritionists point out that eating more fresh fruits and vegetables can help you live longer and healthier. In particular, eating more superfoods containing anthocyanins and other ingredients, such as spinach and green broccoli, can reduce the risk of cancer. In addition, a salt-reduced diet is also one of the secrets of longevity in Japan. Excessive intake of salt may cause gastric problems, osteoporosis, diabetes, and other problems. Sweet potatoes are rich in starch. Purple, red, and orange sweet potatoes also contain antioxidant ingredients. It is recommended to eat them with the skin on, which can stabilize blood sugar and lower cholesterol. News headline: Mainland doctors: The epidemic is fierce, the number of hospital admissions has increased sharply, and doctors are under strict control. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: The chief doctor of a Chinese hospital broke the news that the COVID-19 epidemic has not weakened, but has become more violent, with a surge in patient admissions and serious conditions. However, officials strictly control doctors, prohibit the detection and recognition of new coronavirus cases, destroy all epidemic-related information, and those who disobey face severe penalties such as being sent to a mental hospital. Dr. Liu used homemade Chinese medicine to treat patients, but the situation is still extremely serious, and the Chinese Communist Party authorities' control of the epidemic has reached an extreme level, affecting doctors' daily lives and exacerbating social panic. News headline: Turkish special search team advances into Hualien disaster area, drones assist in locating missing persons. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: The search and rescue work for the 0403 Hualien earthquake continues. The Turkish rescue team has arrived and is assisting in using aerial drones to search for missing persons. The earthquake caused 13 deaths, 1,142 injuries, 6 people missing, and 2,060 people evacuated. Taiwan and Turkey worked together as a drone team to focus on searching and rescuing missing persons and analyzing the situation in disaster areas. The Turkish Special Search Team expressed its gratitude to Taiwan for its help and will do its best to assist in search and rescue. All provincial highways have been opened, and Zhonghang and Suhua highways have been opened for limited hours under conditions. News headline: Visiting China to witness censorship, Beijing's old friend reflects on relationship with the CCP. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: Former Morgan Stanley chief economist Stephen Roach found his special relationship was no longer welcome after attending the China Development Forum in Beijing. He reflected on his relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, frustrated by being denied the right to speak and prohibited from discussing sensitive topics. Roach believes that the Chinese Communist Party has increasingly tightened information control, cancelled debates, and closed the exchange of opinions, making it impossible for him to express tough questions. He is determined to continue focusing on China and promoting free and open debate. News headline: Closing loopholes is critical. Famous orthopedic doctors use 3 tricks to reverse osteoporosis. Release time: April 6, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: Cai Kaisu, the former attending physician of the orthopedics department of Cathay Hospital, advocates the concept of natural orthopedics and believes that osteoporosis can be reversed. The key lies in the 3 reductions: reducing sugar, wheat products, and reducing drugs, and the 3 increases: increasing muscle strength, and reducing drugs. Sleep, increase intestinal strength, and 3 repairs: repair skin, repair mouth and tongue. He emphasized that in the treatment of osteoporosis, patients should become doctors themselves, advocate self-healing, and insist on changing their living habits, such as reducing sugar, supplementing salt, and increasing muscle strength training, to prevent and treat osteoporosis. News headline: Restaurant's performance doubled after 50 years of frozen growth. Revealing the charm of Salia's CP value ceiling. Release time: March 29, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Japanese family-style restaurant Salia is famous for its affordable Italian cuisine. It is not only popular in Japan, but also expanding its business throughout Asia. The secret of its success lies in extreme cost savings and efficiency improvements. Salia insists on never raising prices and maintains a high-cost performance in the era of global inflation, with booming performance. Its unique human management model and supply chain integration strategy have made it a leader in the Italian cuisine industry. News headline: How to manage workplace connections. Use Trust Funnel to save for your Trust Passbook. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News focus: In the workplace, personal relationships are as important as savings. They can accumulate wealth and make life more abundant. Long-term Trust Passbook is based on good communication. Through long-term operation of Trust Funnel, we continuously enhance mutual trust and value, and consolidate the relationship with continuous interaction and support. Such active management will provide sufficient trust capital at critical moments and make workplace communication smoother and more effective. News headline: Is it too late to learn financial management after middle age? Should you manage your finances yourself or leave it to the experts? Release time: April 6, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News focus: Financial management requires prudence, and leaving it to experts is risky. The friend in the story once trusted the stock trading club, but ultimately suffered heavy losses. Even financial journalists have suffered disastrous investment failures, and borrowing stocks from colleagues to sell short has also resulted in losses. Professionals can make mistakes, too. You need to be cautious when investing, and you should not hand over your finances to others easily. It is more reliable to manage yourself or choose a sound investment method. News headline: Why you need to practice asking your supervisor for something. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: At work, expressing your thoughts and needs when appropriate is critical to providing resources to your supervisor. A supervisor's real job is to provide resources, but they need to know your needs in order to meet them. If you don't take the initiative to express your needs, it will be difficult for your supervisor to know. Even though a supervisor may be great at something, it doesn't mean they can read minds. In addition, learning to express your needs appropriately is not a reason for being disliked, but one of the ways to build a good relationship. Noisy people often gain access to resources, but care needs to be taken not to overuse them, but to establish balance. To establish a good relationship with your supervisor, in addition to repaying your work, you also need to learn to ask for resources from your supervisor. This is part of human nature. Asking for resources requires practice and preparing your own leverage, such as performance, in order to succeed. In short, establishing good interactions with supervisors and expressing needs is not as simple as being a good child. It is necessary to moderately promote the interaction with supervisors and establish a good relationship is the key. News headline: What is Sora? Why did it shock Hollywood before it was even launched on the market? An analysis of the global job impact. Release time: March 18, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: The new AI tool Sora recently developed by OpenAI can convert random text into lifelike short films, which shocked the film industry tycoons and caused the studio expansion plan to be suspended. Sora elevates video generation to an unprecedented level and can generate detailed and smooth videos up to 60 seconds long, posing a huge challenge to the film production industry. Sora is not yet on the market, but it has attracted public attention. This tool combines large language models and diffusion models to understand command content and real-world situations to generate extremely realistic videos. It will have a profound impact on the entertainment industry. It is predicted that 200,000 jobs will be affected by AI in the next 3 years. However, Sora may also promote the development of independent creators and usher in a new era of digital content production. News headline: East Asia's White Giant Tower enters ICU, South Korea's increased enrollment creates a storm, Chinese residents' monthly salary is 4,475 yuan. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: The medical profession in East Asia has been in crisis in recent years. The South Korean government's plan to increase the number of medical students triggered a strike among 7,000 intern doctors. A 26-year-old doctor in Japan committed suicide after working for 100 consecutive days. There are many cases in China. A young doctor committed suicide due to overwork and low pay. The confrontation between the government and the medical community has seriously damaged the medical system, and people in need of medical treatment have become the biggest victims. If we cannot jointly solve the problems of high pressure, low wages, and overwork, the medical community will be unable to save itself, and the people will not be able to receive the treatment they deserve. News headline: The fourth day of Qingming Festival is over. Netizens complained that there will be no long vacation this year. There are only 3 days left during this period. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: The Tomb Sweeping Day holiday ended yesterday. Netizens were upset that the 4-day holiday ended and there was a lack of long holidays in the second half of the year, sparking discussion. Some people lamented that after last year's response, it was cancelled this year, and civil servants were also criticized for not taking vacations for a long time. However, some people are happy to see that there is no need to make up work, saying that making up work on Saturdays will cause dissatisfaction. We are also reminded that the Dragon Boat Festival is a holiday in June and it is recommended to arrange travel plans. News headline: He regretted buying antique furniture, I don't know why. A row of netizens revealed its use. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlight: A netizen purchased a piece of antique furniture and did not know what to use it for, so he resold it online. After seeing it, other netizens shared the special uses of this furniture, including using it as a tableware auxiliary folding table, a baby changing table, a place for bath towels, a menu table in a restaurant, drinking afternoon tea, paying homage to the founder, putting toilet paper, etc., with various creative ideas. Usage. News title: Weekly Horoscope 4/8-4/14. Taurus has strong intuition and is like a divine help, and the relationship of this zodiac sign has a chance to reunite. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: I am the biggest woman. News focus: In this issue's astrological influence, the close conjunction of Jupiter in heaven suggests that there may be sudden changes in life. Fire, Saturn, and Sea in Pisces are helpful for charity work and quitting smoking and drinking, but you need to pay attention to the treatment of victims or mentally unstable people. Venus and Mercury in Aries are suitable for launching new plans, changing your image, and starting a new work model. Each zodiac sign needs to pay attention to corresponding issues. For example, Cancer needs to overcome the problem of difficulty communicating with women, while Aries needs to take a long-term approach to work issues. News headline: No tourists. Hualien's famous products are given away for free. It's hard to be optimistic about summer vacation travel. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News focus: The Hualien earthquake has far-reaching impact, making it difficult for the tourism industry and shops to survive. Well-known stores are offering free supplies of immediate goods to appeal for support, urban business districts are deserted, night markets are deserted, and even fake tourists have dropped significantly. The interruption of roads makes transportation inconvenient, a cold winter is approaching for sightseeing, reconstruction takes a long time, and business opportunities during the summer vacation are hard to come by. The broken road and bridge disrupted the plan to return home, and the overall restoration will have to wait until the end of the year. Hualien people are in a difficult situation, but they still face it with perseverance. News headline: On the day of the strong earthquake, Pingdong fishing boat went missing at sea, no news for more than 5 days. Relatives and friends, don't give up, everyone is looking for it. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: The Pingdong registered fishing boat Hongxing Yu disappeared, and 3 people on board were suspected to be missing. The family members were worried and posted a message on Facebook asking for help. The Coast Guard and the military launched a large-scale search, but so far no discovery has been made. Social media users paid enthusiastic attention and hoped that the crew members were safe. News headline: Mercedes boy ran into a store and fired 4 shots before surrendering. Issuing a motion restriction notice to commit the crime before the incident, claiming revenge. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: A 17-year-old boy named Su from Xinzhuang was allegedly beaten and injured. He drove his car into an engineering building, fired 4 shots and then surrendered. The police found a gun in the car and planned to transfer it to justice under the Firearms and Knife Control Act. Before the incident, Mr. Su announced the crime on IG. He wanted to take revenge because he was beaten and injured last year. Involved in the damage of NT $100,000 worth of property. News headline: Don't let your hard-earned money go to waste. A man who paid 24 years of labor insurance will not receive a dime after his death. The key is to receive an extra 1.5 million. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: A Dawan man died after paying labor insurance for 24 years, but his family was unable to receive labor insurance benefits because the labor insurance was interrupted and he did not meet the old age benefit standards. Secretary Zhang warned workers not to interrupt labor insurance to avoid damage to their rights and interests. There is a huge difference in the amount of labor insurance and national insurance benefits. Examples show that those who join labor insurance can receive more subsidies in the event of an accident. News headline: Bail and food safety crisis spreads, Meinong Street's performance drops by half. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: the performance of Kaohsiung Meinong's Nantiao Street was affected by the food safety incident, and business dropped sharply. The store owner lamented that the government did not clarify the differences in rice preparation methods, and consumers could not tell the difference. Business owners said that more than half of their business had dropped, and the Health Bureau emphasized strengthening food hygiene standards and conducting audits on suppliers. News headline: Qingming Festival lasts for 4 days, the good days are gone. He lamented, there will be no long consecutive holidays this year. Netizens pointed out the key reasons. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: netizens mourned the end of the 4-day holiday and lamented that there will be no long holiday this year. The government adjusted the holiday plan this year due to controversy over the supplementary work last year, leaving 3 days of Dragon Boat Festival holiday. Some people mentioned making up work on Saturdays and were criticized, but others suggested taking special leave or arranging their own holidays after leaving the company. News headline: After surviving marriage, love becomes stronger, relationship improves but still separated, Wang Yangming hugs and kisses Cai Xiun. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: Wang Yangming and Cai Xiun once again showed their love after the crisis of their marriage, and had dinner with Wang Liken and his girlfriend. Although Cai Xiun returned to her parents' home, the two have found a new way of getting along. Cai Xiun traveled to and from mainland China to participate in the video project, while Wang Yangming was busy promoting the documentary, but he had promised to celebrate her birthday. News headline: Is Biden's opposition to a landmark corporate merger likely to fail? Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: Nippon Steel's plan to acquire U.S. Steel caused controversy. U.S. President Biden issued a statement suggesting his opposition, believing that U.S. Steel should maintain domestic operations. This move is seen as Biden's intervention for the sake of the 2024 election. Although Nippon Steel said it would respect U.S. Steel's operations and labor union agreements, the market was worried that the acquisition would be difficult to realize, and U.S. Steel's stock price fell sharply. News headline: Is China's mature chip industry finished? It is rumored that ASML will cut off supply of maintenance services to Chinese companies. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News focus: The United States and Europe have joined forces to curb China's development of mature chips. U.S. Commerce Secretary Raimondo said that the Chinese government's large subsidies may distort the market and cause economic and political impacts. The United States is pressuring the Netherlands to prevent ASML from providing maintenance services to Chinese companies. The Netherlands may cooperate with U.S. policies and reject China's maintenance requests, causing setbacks for China in establishing a domestic chip industry. News headline: A total of 112 red and yellow buildings in 5 counties and cities were affected by strong earthquakes. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: The Hualien earthquake caused 112 red and yellow buildings across the country, with Hualien County having the most, with a total of 68 buildings. The Land Management Bureau pointed out that a total of 848 buildings across the country need to be identified, including 42 red list buildings and 70 yellow list buildings, and 693 buildings do not need to display hazard signs. People should inspect the structure of their homes and report any cracks or damage to local building authorities immediately. In terms of subsidies, the Department of Land and Resources provides a maximum subsidy of NT $4.5 million to improve the soft-foot shrimp building and provides subsidies for structural safety performance assessment and inspections. News headline: Heavy smoke is still visible from the Nanyaling cow factory fire 33 hours later. Nearly 100 firefighters continue to put out the fire in the melting pot. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: It has been nearly 33 hours since the fire broke out at the Nanya Plastics Ling Cow factory in Taishan District, New Taipei City. A large number of plastic particles continued to burn, and firefighters continued to spray water to cool down. The cause of the fire has not yet been clarified. The odor may affect District 6 of New Taipei City, and the public should pay attention. Firefighters said that the fire at the scene was fierce and the plastic residue reignited, making it difficult to put out. It still needs to be dealt with according to the situation. News headline: Graduation of relationship after 4 years. Super popular YTR broke up suddenly and admitted that he was not the right person. Release time, April 8, 2024. Information reference, TVBS Entertainment Headlines. News highlights, popular Taiwanese Malaysian couple YouTubers Soya Ichi Project and Super Series Suprasam announced their breakup, and their relationship ended after 4 years. Soya expressed her gratitude to the fans for their support and believed that it took 4 years to find out that the other person was not the right person. She promised to continue the relationship as friends. Although I lost my lover, I can still keep the memories of each other and keep all the photos and videos. News headline, the 10,000-year-old man is here again. After Dong Hsien finished singing, he went down the stairs and threw him down. Hu Gua couldn't help but choked. Release time, April 7, 2024. Information reference, TVBS Entertainment Headlines. News highlights, FTV's variety show gathering program went to the Yuk Kaorin Palace in Wuri, Taichung to shoot an outdoor scene, and held the classic game 1 gun, 3 guns. After the whistle sounded, the contestants had to put their hands under their armpits and crotches. Balloon pops. Champion League leader Dong Hsien made a surprise appearance, riding in a large extended truck on the show to promote the single Know How to Make It, performing enthusiastically and challenging the game, and finally won the victory with his super strength. News headline, good luck with the start of construction. Check out 4 major supermarket coffee offers at once, buy 2 get 1 free on latte in American style. Release time, April 8, 2024. Information reference, TVBS Entertainment Headlines. News highlights, today is the Qingming Festival holiday, and major supermarkets have launched promotions. 7-Eleven has launched buy 6 and get 3 free on designated drinks, including extra large American style, extra large latte, etc. Family Mart has launched a series of private tea drinks, buy 2 and get 1 free. These include Thai green milk tea and fairy black tea, etc. Lerfu has launched designated bread and designated drinks to enjoy a combined discount of 49 yuan, and offers an additional 19 yuan set meal. OK Supermarket has launched a buy 2 get 1 free event on Okcaf coffee, which can be purchased across Taiwan. Enjoy it in 850 stores. News headline, sent to the 5th floor, young people can't live there makes the elders mad. Internet revealed one key reason, they don't want to live together. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, United News Network. News highlights, a netizen shared that relatives and elders wanted to give their son a 25-year-old, 5-story house, but the son refused, causing heated discussion. Netizens speculated that the reason for the young man's refusal was that he did not want to live with his elders and thought that cleaning Tuthan would be troublesome and that he might need to live with his family. But some people think that tuition is more valuable and don't understand why they choose to live in a building. News headline, all 48 residents of the new dangerous building in Zhongli were evacuated. Zhang Shansheng inspected the X-shaped cracks and called 2 phenomena weird. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, United News Network. News highlights, after the Hualien earthquake, a 7-story building on Nanyuan 2nd Road, Zhongli District, Daowen City was deemed dangerous by the city government, and the residents were evacuated and resettled. After a personal inspection, Mayor Zhang Shansheng said that the X-shaped crack damage in the building was strange and different from ordinary earthquake damage, and further investigation was needed to see if there were structural problems. 48 people in 16 households have been evacuated, but the residents expressed distress and did not know how to respond. News title, the official website has not been updated. A Polish man traveled across the ocean for Taroko, only to find out when he arrived in Hualien that the park was closed indefinitely. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, United News Network. News focus, Taroko National Park was closed due to the 0403 Hualien earthquake, causing trouble for many foreign tourists. The English version of the official website is closed until April 7, but there will be no subsequent updates. Polish tourists came to Taiwan for sightseeing, but were disappointed when they learned at the hotel that they could not go to Taroko. The Japanese version of Tarako's official website does not even have earthquake information, further confusing foreign tourists. Hoteliers advise tourists to move to other attractions, but caution that there are still risks in mountainous areas. News headline, man-made waterfall seen at Kaohsiung MRT station. The police found the peeing man. He said this. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, United News Network. News highlights, a man on the Kaohsiung MRT was found urinating on the escalator at Saizuan station. After identifying his identity, the police went to his residence this morning and fined him for violating the Mass Rapid Transit Act. The man admitted his behavior and said he couldn't help it because he was in a hurry to urinate. The police issued fines in accordance with the law, ranging from NT $1,500 to NT $7,500, and warned them not to commit the crime again. News headline, a 22-year-old man was thrown from his seat and shot to the head while playing on an amusement ride while standing. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, United News Network. News highlights: a 22-year-old man in Mexico ignored safety regulations while riding a rotating ride at a carnival. He stood on the seat and held it with one hand. As a result, he lost his balance and was thrown out of the seat. He suffered severe head injuries and died. The local government has closed the facility and launched an investigation, promising to tighten supervision to prevent similar tragedies from happening again. News headline: Graduates ask, how much salary do I need to survive? Internet exposure: if you want to buy a house or a car, you need at least 60K. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News focus: new people in society have heated discussions about living wages. Some people think that 28K is enough if you don't buy a house or a car. To buy a house or a car, a single person needs more than 60K, and a couple needs more than 100K. However, some people point out that living expenses vary from person to person, and suggest that you evaluate your own living needs and career plans, and share your own experience in spending. They believe that if you do not go out to play, buy cosmetics, or buy additional drinks and snacks, you will need at least 30,000 yuan per month. Yuan can survive. News headline: Xi Jinping's plan? National security officials revealed that Ma Ying's trip contained a reunification code. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: former President Ma Ying-jeou will visit China for an 11-day visit starting from the 1st of this month. He will meet with General Secretary of the Communist Party of China Xi Jinping at the Taiwan Hall of the Great Hall of the People. This meeting focused on unifying ASEAN, echoing the 2015 Choice meeting. The location of this visit and the media use strategy are all dominated by China, seizing its dominant position in cross-strait relations. Ma Ying's trip involves many occasions, including political, economic and cultural aspects, and has important symbolic significance. News headline: Is Chef pollen a replica of Typhoid Mary? The authoritative doctor from National Taiwan University admits that full of imagination is only waiting for two things. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News focus: the Po Lam tea house food poisoning case has attracted attention. The Vietnamese chef secreted the poisonous acid, which triggered speculation that it may be a rare symbiote or a replica of Typhoid Mary. However, experts pointed out that these hypotheses are full of imagination. The case is complex and requires bacterial culture and genetic sequencing to clarify the truth. The news released by the Ministry of Health and Welfare has attracted attention, but experts point out that the facts of the case still need to be clarified and the inference is unreasonable. News headline: Fighting within the party? Han Kuo-yu exploded, refused to join the Blue Committee group. Chen Yuzhen angrily said, if you don't help, don't hold back. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Han Kuo-yu remains neutral, but Chen Yuzhen, a member of the Friends of Korea Blue Committee, recently accused Han Kuo-yu and the legislators group that he should join the party legislator group or appoint staff to communicate, and criticized the Secretary General appointed by Han for being biased towards the Democratic Progressive Party's stance in commenting on the bill, emphasizing that impartiality and neutrality should not be used as cover-ups. News headline: He saved others when they were running for their lives. As Uranus collapses, heroic footage of a policeman rushing to the scene alone is exposed. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: the Hualien Uranus building collapsed. Police officer Peng Shengzi rushed to the scene alone in panic, shouting to comfort the trapped people and assisting in the rescue work. His heroic figure was captured on the driving recorder. Officer Peng said that after experiencing the 0206 Hualien earthquake, he became accustomed to rushing to the scene immediately when a disaster occurs. In addition to Officer Peng, Zhang Dongjao, the head of the ethnic group, also rushed to the scene to assist in the rescue, showing his selfless heroic spirit. News headline: After the 7.2 strong earthquake, the beautiful doctor even faked her flight to Japan to see the warm scene and her eyes filled with tears. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: a strong earthquake hit Taiwan on April 3. The Japanese government announced that it would donate $1 million to assist in disaster relief, which touched many Taiwanese people. When Su Shihua was traveling in Japan, he saw the Taiwan Earthquake Relief Fund notice. He was deeply moved and called on Hualien people to be safe. After the footage was exposed, many Taiwanese netizens thanked Japan and expressed their cross-border friendship and gratitude. Yahoo Japan has also launched a donation campaign on its online fundraising page, which has accumulated 186 million yen so far. News headline: I couldn't stand my mother-in-law's overpowering and divorced me. Mom's boy buys a pre-sale house and fights for custody of his eldest grandson. One key case lost. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlight: a couple in Zhonghua got married after dating for 5 years. The woman lived with her parents-in-law. She found that her mother-in-law was strong and her husband obeyed her words. As a result, the relationship between the couple deteriorated. The woman took the children back to her parents' home and filed for divorce. The court granted the divorce and the primary caregiver was the mother, while the father had visitation rights and was required to pay alimony. The judge believed that it was reasonable for the woman to return to her natal family, and considering that her husband's family had agreed, the mother was the primary guardian and caregiver, and the father had to pay alimony. News headline: Should my sister's hair be removed? Su Lanfang reveals the shocking truth. Answer this question first before taking action. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Su Lanfang pointed out that hair in private areas has the function of keeping warm, buffering and resisting bacteria, but it may also become a source of bacterial growth. She believes that hair removal should be a personal choice, and the key is to maintain good cleaning habits. Whether hair is removed or not, cleaning is crucial. News headline: Asian Elvis is so powerful. Tang Jiahong wins another Croatian Challenge gold medal. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: Taiwanese gymnast Tang Jiahong won the gold medal in the Croatian Challenge, once again showing his strength with a difficulty score of 6.5, an execution score of 8.85, and a total score of 15.350. He has won many World Cups before and won tickets for the Paris Olympics in advance. Coach Wang Xiang said that more European competitions will be arranged to improve Tang Jiahong's performance. News headline: Blue and White's plan to cut special budget raises doubts. Chen Jianren: only special budget can ensure the safety of Chinese people as soon as possible. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: Executive President Chen Jianren said that the special budget is crucial for disaster response, especially to provide adequate assistance after disasters such as the Hualien earthquake. He pointed out that a good budget preparation mechanism can enable the government to respond to various emergencies in a timely manner and ensure the safety of people's lives and property. Chen Jianren also emphasized that urban renewal work is crucial to solving the problem of illegal buildings. The government will cooperate with the central government, local governments, and the private sector to continue to promote urban renewal work. News headline: Throw away China. The Taiwan stock market is as stable as a mountain, straight up to 20,000 points. Xie Jinhe: international politics will be reshuffled. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: Xie Jinhe, chairman of Cakes and Media Group, said that the Taiwan stock market has soared to new highs in recent days, is as stable as Mount Tai, and has surpassed the past highest price by 10,000 points, indicating an explosion of funds. He pointed out that the rise in Taiwan's stock market not only severely outperformed China, but also foreshadowed a reorganization of international politics. Xie Jinhe believes that China's economic downturn and countries around the world are gradually cutting themselves off from China will affect the international pattern, and countries that have established diplomatic relations with China will also face regrets. News headline: Ma Ying-jeou is rumored to be postponed to coincide with the US-Japan summit. The Democratic Progressive Party group blasted, Ma Ying-jeou is a model of Xi Jinping's United Front. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: the DPP Legislative Yuan Caucus criticized the postponement of the Malaysia-Xi second meeting to April 10. China's Xi Jinping intends to compete with the US-Japan summit on the same day. The party group pointed out that China regards Ma Ying-jeou as a United Front tool, and his schedule is completely determined unilaterally by China, which is a typical United Front method. The Democratic Progressive Party called on Ma Ying-jeou to act cautiously and not to belittle Taiwan's national character. He should represent Taiwan's correct mainstream public opinion and help reduce China's hostility towards Taiwan. News headline: Hsinchu Giant City was shocked to see a shooting wolf. A male college student was secretly filmed when he returned home for the holidays, and his girlfriend, a police officer, was also victimized. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News netizens focus: yesterday, a woman encountered a candid camera wolf in Hsinchu Giant City shopping center. When she and her boyfriend were changing clothes in the dressing room, they heard someone shouting for a camera, and later found that she was the target of a candid camera. After the police intervened, they arrested a 24-year-old man named Xie, who confessed to the crime. Some people took pictures of the incident and uploaded the video, which attracted the attention of netizens. Jikan said it has launched an intensive plan to strengthen consumer safety measures. News headline: Tengu swallows the sun is coming. Total solar eclipse 8 prohibits numerologists from warning about earthquakes. 3 zodiac signs should avoid disaster soon. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News Focus. Numerology expert Xiao Meng pointed out that the upcoming total solar eclipse may be a sign of instability and suffering in the world. He shared 8 taboos about a total solar eclipse, including not going to mountainous areas, not being uneasy with others, and not suitable for investing. Specifically naming people who belong to the year of pig, sheep, and snake to be especially careful to avoid disasters and pay special attention to financial management, health and other matters. News headline: Supermarket invoice prize draw. 15 lucky ones received $1 million and spent 42 yuan to become a millionaire. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlights: The Ministry of Finance announced the list of unified invoice winners from January to February 2013. A total of 30 lucky winners won the exclusive prize of 1 million yuan cloud invoices. Among them, 7 to 11 supermarket even issued 11 million yuan invoices, most of which it only cost less than 100 yuan. Other supermarkets such as Family Mart and Lerfu also have lucky winners. Winners can claim their prizes through the Unified Invoice Redemption app or physical locations. The Ministry of Finance calls on the public to use vehicles to store cloud invoices to increase their chances of winning. The prize collection period is from April 6 to July 5. News headline: Han Kuo-yu's sharp humor is gone. A big change to the neutral and impartial style caused dissatisfaction among the Blue Party groups. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlights: Although the new Congress is less than half-baked, the two major parties are still attacking and defending each other in discussions. Legislative Yuan Han Kuo-yu has become a neutral and impartial official. Not only did he not join the Kuomintang group, but even the Secretary-General he appointed opposed the Blue Committee, causing internal dissatisfaction. Hang Yu avoids sharp humor and insists on being impartial, but complaints against him within the party are increasing day by day. Lanying suggested that legislators who have personal relationships with Han serve as lubricants to improve communication with the party caucus. News headline: The earthquake did not cause a power outage across Taiwan, but cable stocks still surged. The reason is these 4 bullish factors. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: After the Hualien earthquake, cable stocks soared, with stocks such as Warong and Yaida rising more than 9%. Reasons include rising electricity prices, soaring copper prices, Taipower's strong grid plan and the power transmission and distribution needs of new semiconductor factories. Taipower has high investment plans this year, including strengthening the construction of offshore wind power grids. Cable manufacturers have benefited from the increase in orders, and Warong has produced ultra-high voltage cables in advance to increase profits. News headline: 18 Taiwan stock high dividend ETFs have risen by an average of nearly 10% this year. This one has the best increase. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: Taiwan stocks hit new highs and then consolidated before the long holiday, but rose 13.42% for the year. The 18 high-interest ETFs have risen an average of 9.2% this year. The outstanding performer is QNY Taiwan Select High Income ETF, 00919, which has risen 16.14%. It is the first high-interest ETF for EPS stock selection. Wealth management recommends that when choosing high-dividend ETFs, you should pay attention to the targets that funds favor, such as the semiconductor group, and combine buy low, sell high, and regular quota strategies to respond to the market. News headline: One house costs 230 million, and 3 houses are sold in 1 month. Why is this luxury house in Bay City the best seller? Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: Among the top 5 pre-sale housing construction projects with a total transaction price of more than 70 million yuan in Taipei City in 2023 compiled by Yongqing Real Estate Group, Qiaobin Huangzhou and Zhongshan District topped the list with 36 transactions, with an average unit price of 195.9 per square meter million, which is the most anticipated project. Kinmei Pohen Chengyang in Songshan District had 15 transactions and an average unit price of 2.11 million yuan per square meter. It was the best performing luxury pre-sale construction project last year. News headline: Taiwan stock market hits record high, this AI stock surges more than 7% during the session. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: After the Tomb Sweeping Day holiday, Taiwan stocks once again hit a new record high in early trading on the 8th, with AI stocks performing strongly. Among them, CCL's Taiwan Optoelectronics, 2,383, surged more than 7% in early trading, making it the most eye-catching performance. Other PCB factories such as Huitong, 2,313, and Xingsing, 3,037, also rose by 4% and 3% respectively. Affected by the rise in the 4 major U.S. stock indexes, TSMC CDR rose by 3.9%, and Taiwan's spot stocks also rose by more than 10 yuan. U.S. non-farm payrolls increased strongly, and the market focused on Wednesday's consumer price data. News headline: AI concept stocks are on the rise again. ChatGPT expands free of charge, setting off the largest wave of server construction in history. Release time: April 3, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: OpenAI announced that it will cooperate with Microsoft to build a data center and prepare in advance to expand the free ChatGPT service, stimulating the outstanding performance of Taiwan's AI concept stocks. Hon Hai surged 8.5 yuan to close at 159 yuan, a new high in more than 15 years. Quanta surged 5.49% to close at 298 yuan, with strong support from foreign investors. According to statistics, the number of visitors to ChatGPT reached 1.8 billion in May last year, and dropped slightly to 1.6 billion in February this year. There are rumors in the market that Microsoft and OpenAI are cooperating to build a super data center, which is expected to be launched in 2028. The industry is optimistic that it will drive a wave of AI server construction. News headline: The collapsed buildings in the Hualien earthquake have these three things in common. Japanese experts: the first floor has fewer walls and is less earthquake resistant. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: the report pointed out that collapsed buildings have three things in common. First, they all fall under the old earthquake-resistant standards. For example, the Uranus building was damaged in the 2018 earthquake but was not reinforced to meet the new standards. Secondly, these buildings are located on fault zones, and earthquake energy is concentrated on the buildings on the faults. Finally, the first floors of these buildings were severely damaged and easily became earthquake-resistant weak points. Architectural technicians explained that buildings with fewer walls on the first floor are prone to collapse. For example, simulations show that as long as the walls are removed, the building may collapse. Japan should consider conducting a nationwide physical inspection of buildings, especially for buildings with overhead columns on the ground floor, which require appropriate seismic reinforcement. News headline: Why is Ma Ying's second visit to mainland China important? Is it possible for mainlanders to come to Taiwan again? Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Ma Ying's visit this time is defined as a trip for peace and a trip for friendship compared to his previous trip back home and trip for peace. The difference is mainly reflected in identity and timing. First of all, Ma Yingzhu has a different identity during this trip. He is not only the former chairman of the Kuomintang, but also the former democratically elected president of Taiwan. This is unprecedented. Secondly, the timing of this visit is very sensitive. Cross-strait relations are at a stage of unresolved deadlock. This visit may ease the cross-strait situation and bring a glimmer of peace. However, since Ma Yingzhu has resigned as head of state, his visit will have limited impact on political mutual trust and negotiations among the leaders on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. However, this visit will help restore cross-strait exchanges, especially two-way exchanges between young students and tourists, which may be an opportunity to normalize cross-strait relations. News headline: Experts are self-learners. Started by Wu Tongxiang's winning in special stocks. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Winning in special stocks essential mindset for issuing companies and investors has been deeply affecting me since I attended the new book launch conference held by accountant Wu Tongxiang at Taishan Financial Holdings. I admire Wu Hui's professionalism and charisma. From the first meeting to subsequent exchanges, I found that he is not only outstanding in the accounting field, but also a professional, sincere, and versatile person. I am deeply inspired by his self-taught spirit, his sincerity towards others and his passion for various fields. This book is not only a comprehensive understanding of special stocks, but also a reflection of Wu Hui's professional and life attitude. I believe it will become a long-selling book highly praised by readers. News headline: Han Kuo and Yan Qingbiao helped the sedan to go on patrol. Guo Zhengliang saw this scene and burst out, taking advantage of it. Release time: April 7, 2024. Source: China Times News Network. News focus: Former legislator Guo Zhengliang said on the legislation that Han Kuo took the task of supporting the sedan chair for the first time in Kyoto that Han Kuo took a lot of advantage. Because the DPP attacked Yan Quanhong excessively, now Han Kuo went to the Zhenlan Palace platform to see the opposite nature. He pointed out that Han and Yan Qingbiao have a close relationship, and since his wife is from Yunnan, the geographical location is just right, so the relationship between Han and Yan Qingbiao has become the focus, which is a manifestation of the successful transformation. News headline: Han Kuo's performance was fairly satisfactory. Wang Shijian praised, he is the most punctual person. Release time: April 8, 2024. Source: China Times News Network. News Focus. DPP legislator Wang Shijian praised Congressman Han Kuyu's performance as fair, saying that Han tried his best to implement Congressman's duties and was punctual in every meeting without favoritism. Wang even quoted Lincoln's famous saying and called on people not to harbor malicious illusions that Han Kuyu had made mistakes, stressing that the past confrontation with Han was due to his role as the general manager of B&O. Wang responded with humor to Han's act of kindness in providing water during questioning. News headline: Hwasong alumni initiated lending classrooms to flower girls and the principal shot everyone with one sentence. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Times News Network. News highlights: the strong earthquake of 0403 caused damage to many school buildings in Taiwan. Among them, the complex building of Hualien Girls High School was seriously damaged and has been labeled as a red list and needs to be demolished and rebuilt. Alumni launched the Lend Flower Classroom to Flower Girl campaign, but Principal Jean Manfu said that the classroom was not damaged and would not affect teaching. He thanked the alumni for their kindness but refused. The school complex will be rebuilt at an estimated cost of 200 million yuan. News headline: More dangerous than alcohol, doctors reveal 3 pitfalls of the oiliest carbohydrates that can lead to addiction without knowing it. Release time: April 7, 2024. Data reference: China Times News Network. News Focus. Family medicine physician Wei Xiang pointed out that fructose is more harmful to health than alcohol and can easily lead to high uric acid, fatty liver, gout, diabetes, and other diseases. He warned that fructose has 3 sweet traps. 1. It tricks the brain into ingesting it unconsciously. 2. It causes addiction and increases intake. 3. It is difficult to perceive the amount of intake. For example, a can of Coke contains 35 grams of fructose, but people often the intake limit is exceeded unconsciously. News headline: A magnitude 5.2 earthquake occurred in Japan. The meteorological agency has spoken. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: An earthquake with a magnitude of 5.2 on the Richter scale occurred in Miyazaki Prefecture, Japan at 10:25 am local time, with a maximum magnitude of 5. The epicenter was located at 31.6 degrees north latitude and 131.5 degrees east longitude, off the east coast of Osumi Peninsula, at a depth of about 40 kilometers. In terms of seismic intensity, Nikkonan City reached magnitude 5, while Kushima City in Miyazaki Prefecture, Osaki Town in Kagoshima Prefecture, and Kinko Town in Kagoshima Prefecture had magnitude 4 earthquakes. As of now, there is no tsunami danger. News headline: Uranus is being demolished 24h non-stop. Check the progress at once. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: On the 6th day since the Hualien earthquake, the Uranus building officially started demolition work at 2000 hours yesterday. It has been in progress for 14 hours, and professional teams continue to carry out the demolition work. The demolition progress is still in progress at the front of the building, from top to bottom. The ring beams on the 8th and 9th floors have been completed. Next, the demolition of the base platform on the top floor will begin. The project is expected to be completed within 2 weeks. In addition to demolishing buildings, strangers also assisted in moving the fallen residents' belongings to the side so that residents could claim them. During this period, considering that there are many items in the front of the building, 2 large steel teeth equipment gave priority to demolishing the front of the building, and decided whether to move the location based on the inclination of each floor. News headline: Survivors witnessed a Singaporean couple, 7 people and 3 dogs searching 5 to 3 houses. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Ida Day News Cloud. News highlights: 6 people are still missing after the Hualien earthquake, including 3 members of a family surnamed Shakadang Trail Tour, an Australian-Singaporean couple, and a worker surnamed Xiao at the Zhanghe mine in the Heron mining area. The search and rescue operation continues. This morning, strange hands advanced into Shakadang to prepare for excavation. Eyewitnesses reported that a Singaporean couple appeared in a specific area, so 7 search and rescue personnel and 3 search and rescue dogs were sent to search. 3 members of the Yu family are still missing. Excavation operations were affected by difficult terrain and continued this morning. They are still 200 meters away from where the remains were found. News title: Rescuing the key area of Shakadang. 3D modeling and heavy machinery and tools continue to search for lost contact. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: Search and rescue operations for the strong earthquake in Hualien continue, focusing on the Shakatang Trail in Taraco National Park. The rescue team determined that the Yu family and the Singaporean couple were located 0.5 kilometers and 1.5 kilometers away from the trail respectively. Heavy machinery began to be used for excavation and rescue today, but the terrain is difficult. The Turkish drone team cooperates with Taiwan to provide aerial search and rescue support with a resolution of 3 centimeters, helping search and rescue personnel to fully understand the scene situation and speed up rescue operations. News headline: Just spent $1 million to buy a house. Residents of Shanghai won, they fell out before they actually moved in. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: After the 7.2 earthquake in Hualien, residents were left homeless due to the disaster, but encountered difficulties in applying for subsidies. There are people who are troubled by the fact that they cannot provide proof because they do not actually live there. The Hualien County government stated that the subsidy is targeted at actual residents and will not reject applications for this reason. In addition, the business of nearby stores has been greatly affected, with only more than 10% of the business. The county government has proposed a revitalization project in the hope of helping the affected businesses. The entire disaster was serious, and the building was forced to be demolished. It may be difficult to fully recover, so applying for subsidies has become the hope of residents for resettlement. News headline: Laboratory burned down, Donghua University students participate in Daejeon border fundraising. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: 5 students from Donghua University in Hualien participated in the Daejeon border patrol, with fundraising QR codes hanging on their backs to raise funds for the reconstruction of the school laboratory. The laboratory was severely damaged due to the earthquake. Turkish internet celebrity Wu Feng also participated in the border crossing to pray for the victims of the Hualien earthquake and express her friendship with Taiwan. In addition, a husband and wife pushed their wife's wheelchair and insisted on participating in the circumambulation. Even though the wife suffered a stroke 6 years ago, they still insisted on completing the entire journey and prayed for blessings for the victims. News headline: Donations for the Hualien earthquake disaster have exceeded 140 million yuan. 4 major projects earmarked by the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: A strong earthquake occurred in Hualien on April 3. The donation account of the Disaster Relief Foundation of the Ministry of Health and Welfare reached 140 million yuan, with a total of 95,442 donations. The funds will be earmarked for aid, medical care, resettlement, and reconstruction in disaster areas, and will follow the purposes approved by the Ministry of Health and Welfare to ensure that every donation is used for victims in disaster areas. Fundraising accounts and online donation information are public, and the deadline for donations is May 3. News headline: Building 1 of Hualien Girls High School is damaged and will be demolished. Students will continue to attend school as usual and parents are worried. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: The Hualien earthquake caused serious damage to many school buildings, including the Hualien Girls High School complex and Zhuxi University. However, other school buildings were less affected and classes continued as normal. It is expected that the dangerous building will be demolished in a week and online teaching will be adopted. The structure of Donghua University Polytechnic was seriously damaged due to the fire and it has been decided to rebuild it off-site. Each school is committed to recovery and ensuring that students' educational rights are not affected. News headline: Heartache. Aerial shot of Suhua Highway, shattered mountains and rivers with blue sea on the side expressing sadness. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Zhongtian News. News focus: In the past 5 days since the strong earthquake in Hualien, rescue workers have continued to find rescuers. Emergency repairs on the Suhua Highway are in progress, but it will be difficult to fully recover in the short term. The Highway Bureau first opened the old Japanese Concord Bridge. Although it was narrow and could only carry 1 mango, it was fortunately not damaged, but there were piles of rocks underneath. The scar on the mountain is white and the surface is covered with uneven rockfalls. The repair crews are still looking forward to restoring the beautiful scenery as soon as possible. News headline: Foreign media alleged that Xiao Maiken was followed by the military attaché during her visit to Prague in March and nearly got into a car accident. A former Air Force Lieutenant General revealed the inside story. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Zhongtian News. News highlights: Czech media reported this month that my country's vice presidential elector Xiao Maiken was followed in a car by mainland military diplomats during her visit to the Czech Republic in mid-March, and almost had an accident. Former Deputy Commander of the Air Force Zhang Yanting said that Chinese military attaches have an intelligence exchange network in the Czech Republic and do not necessarily need to track them. The instructions have been directed to the representative office in the Czech Republic to verify. News headline: Mainland China's top philanthropist Chen Guangbiao donated 44.4 million yuan to help Hualien disaster relief. Internet memories: Who was given cash when I came to Taiwan? Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Zhongtian News. News highlights: Mainland entrepreneur Chen Guangbiao generously donated 10 million yuan, approximately NT $44.4 million, to assist Hualien earthquake relief, becoming the first mainland private entrepreneur to donate to the disaster area. He said that when one side is in trouble, all parties support it, and called on more entrepreneurs to contribute money and love to help Taiwan compatriots tide over the difficulties. This move caused heated discussions on the internet. Many netizens thanked Chen Guangbiao for his generous act and pointed out that love knows no borders. News headline: Happy Opening Day. Starbucks limited time buy one coffee get one free. Supermarkets are also offering discounts. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Zhongtian News. News highlights: to welcome the opening day today, Starbucks is launching a buy one get one free special for extra large cups, applicable to all stores in Taiwan from 11 noon to 8 p.m. Each person can buy up to 2 get 2 free each time, excluding specific drinks. 7 to 11 offers a discount on upgrading the Champion American Style / Latte to a large cup, as well as a 40% discount on the second cup of Honey Milk Anniversary. Lerfu's large American Style and Latte specials are available, and OKMart offers multiple discounts, including free large drinks and free membership points. News headline: Kei Zhendong apologized. Watching IU's concert, I was scolded for not cheering, sorry. I will study. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Ida Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights: Kei Zhendong attended IU's concert yesterday. He was seated in the first few rows, but did not cheer with the fans, which caused controversy. In response to the criticism from netizens, he said he was sorry and said he would learn. He also posted a message on the social platform, saying that his heart was shaken by IU, and promised to work hard to understand more fields, hoping that the world would be more understanding, respectful and less hateful. He was willing to buy tickets again to support IU. News headline: 22 people in Kua and Xiongla got food poisoning. Wang Pin apologized and made a 5-point statement, suspecting that there was a problem with the water quality in the building. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: multiple food poisoning incidents have been reported in the Ximen branches of Kua and Xiongla, which are located in the same building under Wangpin Group. The group has suspended operations under the instructions of the Health Bureau, completely cleaned up the restaurant, and required the building's water tower to be cleaned. Photos of suspected unclean conditions were posted online, causing concern among consumers. Wangpin Group pointed out in a statement that unstable water quality may be the source of the problem. It has carried out environmental cleanup twice and cooperated with the government investigation, emphasizing that food safety is its top priority. News headline: as you enter middle age, you need enough protein. 6 symptoms to tell if you are eating enough. Release time: August 8, 2019. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News focus: protein plays an important role in the body. Lack of protein can lead to sarcopenia, increased fractures, thin and brittle hair, brittle nails, skin inflammation, edema, slow wound recovery, susceptibility to infection, increased hunger, mood swings and other symptoms. The recommended daily protein intake varies depending on individual weight, age, and activity level, but is generally 0.8 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. The elderly and pregnant women need to pay special attention. Adequate protein intake can be beneficial to healthy aging. Recommended sources include fish, chicken, eggs, soy products, etc. Eating protein should be spread over 3 meals, and attention should be paid to calorie and fat intake. News headline: Invisible Rich Man buys luxury house in Xinyi district with 450 million cash at 23% off. The builder also saves tax on a Tesla. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: in March this year, an invisible rich man purchased the 230-square-foot luxury mansion Huangxiang Yaju in Taipei's Xinyi Planning District for NT $450 million in cash. He enjoyed a 23% discount compared to the price of his neighbors. For every non-owner-occupied house sold by the builder, the developer must pay a 3.6% housing tax, which is equivalent to saving a Tesla. The tax rate on housing hoarding will rise to 4.8% next year, and builders are more inclined to sell remaining properties at a profit. This year, there have been 2 transactions in Taipei's luxury housing market with unit prices exceeding 2 million, reflecting builders' concerns about housing tax. News headline: Isn't the Development Gold shareholder meeting souvenir picnic mad attractive? The number of shareholders dropped significantly by 33,000. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: the number of shareholders of the financial holding company Development Gold, 2,883, has declined for 8 consecutive weeks this year, with a decrease of 33,000 from the peak and officially falling below the 860,000 mark. Compared with the 876,700 shareholders of the Yuanta Taiwan Value High Interest ETF, 00940, which was just listed on the stock market, the number of shareholders of Development Capital is at a disadvantage and was squeezed out of the top 5. The souvenirs at this year's shareholders meeting will be waterproof picnic mats, but shareholder numbers have continued to fall as market disappointment has intensified following last year's non-payment of dividends. The number of shareholders of Development Capital experienced negative growth for the first time, with the number of shareholders falling to about 850,000. It is no longer the top 3 shareholders of listed companies in Taiwan, and has even been surpassed by ETFs and newly listed companies. News headline: Hatano UI collapses. Fans of fat photos are disillusioned, she reveals the reason she got fat. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: recently, Chinese fans discovered that Hatano UI had gained weight when they were filming her at a Japanese event, causing some disillusionment. Hatano UI responded on Facebook that this was in response to the theme of all women can become beautiful women, and she cooperated with a company to work hard to gain weight. She calls on women to be beautiful regardless of age or weight, hoping to bring hope to more women. At the same time, she is also concerned about the earthquake disaster in Taiwan and hopes that the victims are safe. News headline: Gu Junyi choked Wang Xiaofei. It's outrageous for a big S to give gifts during marriage. He confessed that he was depressed and aggrieved after being attacked. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: DJ Koo, a member of the Korean Wave's original group Cool Dragon, has returned to his career as a singer and will hold the Evolution of Cool DJ show at Hwaseon Legacy on May 4. Regarding the previous accusations that Wang Xiaofei was destructively explosive about buying gifts for him before the divorce, and that Huang Zijiao exposed him as a drug addict, he cried out and said he would wait for the truth to come out. Koo Junyi said he didn't care much about negative news, but he was very concerned about Big S's injury and was willing to come forward. He said that Big S gave him strength and was always by her side to provide support. Gu Junyi also showed his love for Big S to the outside world and maintained understanding and support for everything she did. News headline: Costco outlet has no limits. She witnessed the terrible scene and dared not touch it. The internet shouted, "Don't embarrass Taiwanese people." Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: people posted on the Facebook group Costco Product Experience Honesty that they found a box of chocolates stolen when they were shopping at Zhanghe Costco, which was disturbing. The photo showed that the chocolate film had been torn open and at least 10 pieces of chocolate were missing, sparking discussion among netizens. Many people have accused such behavior of being bad and expressed their dissatisfaction and disappointment that the goods were stolen. News headline: A new Taipei man got 2 tickets for changing lanes once. The reason why his appeal for one act shall not be punished twice was rejected was revealed. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: a man surnamed Zhang in New Taipei City was video recorded and reported by the vehicle behind him for not using the turn signal as required and crossing the trough line, and received 2 red tickets. He filed an administrative lawsuit claiming that one act shall not be punished twice, but the court ruled against the case and found that the 2 violations were not of the same type and he still had to pay separate fines. The Transportation Bureau pointed out that it has become normal to violate multiple regulations at the same time, and reminded drivers to abide by traffic rules and safeguard road safety in their own interests. News headline: Illet's debut MV is suspected of containing sexual implications. Add 3 seconds of shaking sound. Online approval, catering to a certain ethnic group. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: TVBS Entertainment headlines. News highlights: the MV for the debut song Magnetic of the girl group Illet under the Korean entertainment company HYBE is full of sexual implications, which has aroused doubts from fans at home and abroad, including messy beds, mysterious unicorn elements, etc. Netizens pointed out that the hidden meaning in the MV may imply underage members, and some even questioned whether the director had pedophile tendencies. However, some people think that the MV has been overinterpreted, and the company did not intend this to be the case. This controversy has sparked heated discussions, reminding people of similar situations in the past with HYBE's girl group New Jeans. News headline: Little SS daughter shows off her sister outfit. Ellie and Lily's casual outfit matches like this. Netizens praise, so beautiful, jeans one way to wear ratio is better. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: I am the biggest woman. News highlights: Xiao SS 3 daughters are very close to each other and often post photos of the 3 sisters on social media. Yesterday, Lily shared a set of selfies with her sister Ellie, and their good looks immediately aroused heated discussion. The photo shows them on a plane, with economy class in the background, showing their homeliness and easygoing nature. Lily also posted their selfies in a limited time update, showing off their sister outfits, which were loved by fans. News headline: Can you believe in love again? Check out the 5 couples in the entertainment industry who broke up because of cheating. Cheating 4 times is really unforgivable. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, I am the biggest woman. News highlights. There are many model couples or couples in the entertainment industry who are reference examples for fans, but some couples who broke up because of cheating have become a hot topic in the entertainment industry. CPS such as Bai Beihee and Chen Yufan, Fukuhara Ai and Zhang Hengzhe, Ethan Ruan and HSU Tiffany, Caizi and Chu Fengs, and Yi Ningjing and Yu Chengqing all ended their relationships because of one of them's infidelity. These cases remind people that love requires loyalty and cherishment, otherwise no matter how sweet it is, it will not last long. News headline, Gu Junyi reveals the reason why he tolerates Wang Xiaofei and Huang Zijiao admits that it's a bit boring and a bit wronged. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Mirror News. News highlights, when Gu Junyi was promoting his activities, he was inevitably asked about the dispute with Big S regarding the negative remarks made by his ex-wife Wang Xiaofei and others against him. He said that although he felt aggrieved, he believed that the truth would eventually come out, so he chose to endure it for the time being. He emphasized that he would stand by Big S and protect the people he loves, but he would not resort to confrontation, but would wait for the truth to come to justice. News headline, there are so many rich people in Taiwan. 110,000 people with a net worth of 1 to 1 billion yuan. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Mirror News. News highlights, according to the latest statistics from China Trust, Taiwan had 110,000 super rich people with net worths of 100 million yuan and more than 1 billion yuan last year, and the number continues to rise. The customer base of high net worth assets worth 100 million yuan has reached 103,000, including 7,000 people with more than 1 billion yuan. These ultra-high asset customers account for approximately 0.03% of the country's total population and are expected to increase to 137,000 by 2027, with total personal wealth also jumping from 32 trillion last year to 46 trillion. News headline, Gao Ji was shocked to see the first case of urinating while riding the escalator. A man was fined for being liberated in place, he couldn't help it. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Mirror News. News highlights, on the 5th, a man appeared on the Kaohsiung MRT urinating while riding on the escalator. People behind him recorded the horrifying artificial waterfall. The police tracked down the 50-year-old man surnamed Song, who explained that he was due to an urgent need to urinate. Even though he had a handicap certificate, he was still fined more than 1,500 yuan and not more than 7,500 yuan. Gao Ji said that the equipment will be inspected and cleaned and disinfected, emphasizing that physical factors are extenuating, but illegal behavior will be punished. News headline, Hualien's power supply was not paralyzed by the magnitude 7.2 earthquake, and key outlets the forward-looking construction budget was not wasted. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Mirror News. News highlights, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake occurred in eastern Taiwan on the 3rd. Many places in Hualien were severely damaged, but the power supply across Taiwan was not affected. Taipower data showed that 6 generating units tripped, but they were supplemented by energy storage systems and renewable energy to avoid major blackouts. Strengthening power grid investment and rapid response units are indispensable, and government investment also plays an important role in this. Legislator Hong Shenhan pointed out that renewable energy and flexible units are the key, and the results of the government's basic work and investment are revealed at critical moments. News headline, angrily accused Huang Zijiao of unforgivable crimes. Wang Shijian, put him in prison to reflect. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Mirror News. News highlights, it was revealed that artist Huang Zijiao is a senior member of the Candid Photography Forum Creative Private Room and possesses 7 underage sex videos, causing social criticism. In response to this, DPP legislator Wang Shijian even scolded him today, 8th, as a heinous crime that is outraged by both humans and gods, and just lock him up and go to prison to reflect. In order to curb sex video crimes, Wang Shijian even proposed to amend the Children and Gods Act. Juvenile Sexual Exploitation Prevention Ordinance believes that if the victim is a child, the penalty should be increased. News headline, land and air cameras break into Kinmen again. The Ministry of Defense shot and drove away. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights, the Kinmen Defense Command stated today that the Erden and Menghu Island defense teams discovered a civilian aerial photography aircraft approaching at 9 o'clock and 1400 hours respectively, and immediately took countermeasures, including launching signal flares to warn and using interference gun drives away. The Ministry of Finance emphasized that it has strengthened defense vigilance and education, and implemented defensive measures in accordance with regulations to deal with emergencies. News headline, is Han Kuyu too fair to anger her? Chen Yuzhen restored the story, I spoke openly and aboveboard. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights, Chen Yuzhen responded to the Mirror Weekly report that she refused to join Han Kuoyu's caucus group. She said that her suggestion was to neutralize the discussion, but the chairman could still have his own opinions, and was not asking Han Kuoyu to favor the KMT. She pointed out that the leakage of the conversation message may come from within the group, and she is open to this, but it is inappropriate to leak it privately. News headline, Wang Xiaofei and Big S make a fuss at the police station. Gu Junyi appears for the first time and is even more handsome. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights, after Big S, Su Ziwan, divorced her ex-husband Wang Xiaofei, financial disputes continued. SS mother questioned Wang Xiaofei's rent arrears, which caused disputes. Wang Xiaofei even accused Big S of drug abuse, and disputes between the two parties continued. In response, Big S's current husband Gu Junyi appeared and said that he was losing weight and looked more handsome. News headline, the temperature will drop significantly tomorrow. The temperature in the north dropped to 17 degrees and it started to warm up on April 11th. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights, the Central Meteorological Administration pointed out that Taiwan will be affected by both the front and the northeast monsoon in the coming week, resulting in unstable weather patterns in various places. Today and tomorrow, temperatures will drop significantly in northern Taiwan, accompanied by rain. Starting from Thursday, the water vapor will decrease and temperatures will rise, with the high temperature in the north even reaching 30 degrees. The Meteorological Administration reminds that earthquakes have been frequent recently, and it is recommended to avoid activities in mountainous areas to reduce risks. You should carry rain gear when going out and pay close attention to the weather forecast. News headline, Dejia's mother hasn't arrived yet. Fire broke out in the archway of Fengtian Temple in Xingang. Believers fled in panic, it was on fire. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, today, Dejia Mazu was originally scheduled to go to Xingang Fengtian Palace. However, earlier, a fire broke out in the archway of Fengtian Palace. The flames burned near the wooden plaque on the archway, causing believers to flee in panic. The Qi County Fire Department quickly went to put out the fire and successfully put it out at 12:42. Fortunately, no one was injured. Believers speculated that the fire may have been caused by setting off firecrackers. The wooden structure of the archway was damaged in many places and needs to be repaired. The cause of the fire has yet to be investigated and clarified. News headline, comments on the performance of South Korea's UU in the National Assembly as fair Wang Shijian, in line with the expectations of the people. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, DPP legislator Wang Shijian said in an interview today that he could use 4 words to describe Legislative Yuan Hanguyu's work performance as fairly satisfactory and in line with the expectations of the people. He hopes he can continue to do more for the country and society. Regarding the important work proposed by Quasi-President Li Qiang, Wang believes that opposition comments should be limited, the ruling party should say the right things, and the opposition party should monitor whether it is done, rather than blindly criticize, to avoid social chaos. News headline, Han Kuoyu's uncle Gong Dao has become a different person inside and out. Lan Weizhuan, just ask Wang Jinping to come back as the dean. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, since Han Kuoyu took office as the Legislative Yuan, his style has changed from the past lackluster tone to neutrality, causing dissatisfaction within the Kuomintang. Han Kuoyu stated that the Legislative Yuan will appear in the image of justice, even if it triggers internal backlash. He had decided that he wanted to be the dean, not the dean of the Kuomintang. Recently, due to the turmoil at the general inquiry and the confrontation with Chen Jianren, Han Kuoyu repeatedly called for mutual respect, but this caused dissatisfaction among the Blue Camp legislators, who were worried that he would become a moderate style like Wang Jinping. News headline, shoveling 4 kilograms in 1 month. 8 glasses of water weight loss method is pushing IU from AU face to AV face. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News focus, the 8-cup water weight loss method was proposed by German scientists. It is recommended to drink 8 glasses of water at a fixed time within a day, about 250 ml each time. Drinking more water can help promote metabolism, increase energy consumption, and convert fat into energy. The recommended schedule includes getting up in the morning and evening, before and after lunch, afternoon tea time, etc., which can help maintain water balance, promote digestion, increase satiety, and achieve weight loss. News headline, unstoppable good luck in April. 3 zodiac signs money is rolling in, noble people help your career reach a peak. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights, Soho.com pointed out that April 2024 will bring good luck to the 3 zodiac signs. Ranked first are those born in the year of the horse. Hard work will open the door to abundant harvests, and wealth will be greatly improved. The second place is Tiger, who will face challenges and overcome them with perseverance, and keenly seize business opportunities, making breakthroughs in career and wealth. Ranking third is the Rabbit. With the help of noble people, their income will increase significantly, their career development will turn around, and their side jobs will also go smoothly. News headline, Gu Junyi hits back at Wang Xiaofei head-on for the first time. Accused of having an affair before marriage, very wronged reveals Big S's current situation. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, South Korean actor Gu Junyi will hold a personal SJ show on May 4. He revealed that he is seriously losing weight and has lost 13 kilograms. He plans to bring a new performance experience. He expressed that his beloved wife, Big S, praised his new posture and shared his experience during the earthquake and his response to Wang Xiaofei. News headline, Huang Zijiao was expelled from Shihsin University as an honorary alumnus. The school cut off the organizing committee passed the resolution. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlight, after Huang Zijiao was discovered to be a senior member of the Candid Photography Forum, Shihsin University has removed him as the 5th honorary alumnus. The school stated that in accordance with relevant regulations, the Alumni Association will convene a review committee for serious disqualifications, and the alumni will be removed after review and approval. News headline, Makio lost weight to 42 kilograms. All the cheek flesh is gone. Little S expressed worry, did she not take care of herself? Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, Miss Buletin XID invited Makio to participate in the program. Her weight loss attracted attention. Xiao S was worried about her health and hoped that she could gain 2 kilograms. Makio said she lost weight because she was busy raising children alone, but stressed that she still has energy. She admitted that she relied on diet to control her weight, and said she did not care about external criticism, viewing it as the highest compliment for her weight loss success. News headline, Liu Shihong denies censorship traffic. All the discomfort in my heart is revealed, the most stressful relationship. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, Miss Buletin City invited Liu Shihong to participate in the show. When talking about his relationship with YouTuber Yin Sheng, he admitted that it was not to gain traffic, but to help Yin Sheng run the YouTube channel. Liu Shihong mentioned that this relationship was the most high-profile and stressful one for him, because being called Yin Sheng's boyfriend made him feel uncomfortable. News headline, Huang Zijiao's purchase of indecent films about young girls shows his crime. Lin Yuxi, even if she loses her job, she will still stand up. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, Lin Yuxi is the first artist to publicly criticize Huang Zijiao for possessing illegal and indecent videos. She said that she only hopes to help the victims through discussion, and will speak out even if she loses her job, and calls on the public not to criticize the victims. She emphasized that she was under less pressure than the victims, was shocked and angry, was shocked by Huang Zijiao's behavior, and hoped that the media would be kind to the victims and should not hurt them again. News headline, Uranus demolished and found yellowing wedding photos. Residents lamented, photos are more valuable than money. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, during the demolition of the Uranus building in Hualien, many old and yellowed photos were found, including precious wedding photos and photos of parents, which made the residents feel heartbroken. They cannot claim the items back immediately and need to hand them over to the police station first. Items found during the demolition process must be documented first, and as-built drawings and accounting books are submitted to inspection. Residents hope to find precious memories among the rubble. News headline, Legislator criticizes the cumbersome application process for natural disaster temporary workers. Ministry of Labor, make it quick and simple. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, Hualien is in urgent need of manpower to participate in reconstruction after the strong earthquake. The Ministry of Labor is seeking temporary natural disaster workers, offering an hourly salary of 183 yuan and a monthly salary of 27,470 yuan. A maximum of 150 hours of work per month will last for 2 months. However, some netizens believed that the subsidy was too small. Legislator Chen Jinghui criticized the application process for being cumbersome and required 3 weeks to review, saying that the Ministry of Labor did not provide favorable conditions and speed up the process, saying that it provided only breadcrumbs. The Ministry of Labor clarified that the application process will not be delayed, but it still cannot force employers to pay wages. News headline: Relocation assistance for one household is up to RMB 100,000. New Taipei City Social Affairs Bureau, allocate funds starting from 4/8. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: The Hualien, New Taipei City, earthquake caused serious damage. 221 households in the city were affected, 12 of which were listed as red and yellow single buildings. The city government provides resettlement and relocation assistance of up to 100,000 yuan, and 500 people are expected to receive it as soon as today. Many buildings were seriously damaged, and affected households who need to be relocated can receive relief funds. The city government has accelerated the allocation process. Mayor Hou Yuyi said that the degree of damage will be assessed on a door-to-door basis. Post-disaster reconstruction is imperative, and the city government actively assists victims in restoring their homes. News headline: The Qingming Festival holiday is over. He flipped through his calendar and cried, there are no more 4 days of holiday. One vote of online likes exploded, 94 feels good about not having to make up the class. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlights: A netizen cried on PTT that after the Qingming Festival holiday ends, there will not be any 4-day holiday this year, only the 3 days of the Dragon Boat Festival in June. The post triggered a discussion. Some people think that there is nothing wrong with making up for classes, but it was really tiring to make up for classes last year. Others said that the continuous leave is to make it easier for students to work or study in other places to go home. It is difficult to go home for reunion with only 1 day off. On the other hand, some people think that making up classes is troublesome, and would rather not make up classes than make up classes. Others say that even the dummies are crowded and expensive, so it is better to take the holidays by yourself. Many people also ridiculed the original Po, thinking that he had unrealistic expectations for the holiday. News headline: The Huangzijiao incident spreads. Jiayangzhe issued a joint signature to protect children and young people. Tao Jingying and Xiao S also joined. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: Many actresses including Jiayangzhe, Tao Jingying, Xiao S, etc. have spoken out in unison, demanding that the Legislative Yuan amend the law to increase the penalties for sexual assault and exploitation of children and establish a better protection mechanism. They put forward 5 demands, including increasing sentences to deter crime, establishing a database of criminals who abuse children, providing psychological counseling in prisons, compulsory psychological treatment, and imposing heavy penalties on the media that distributes videos of sexual abuse of children. The appeal has been supported by many artists, and they hope that through these measures, we can create a safer environment and protect the rights and interests of Taiwanese children. News headline: Chu Wa and Xiang La are suspected of having food poisoning. Wang Pin apologizes, health management is still insufficient. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: Suspected food poisoning incidents at Kiwa Taipei Ximen and Xiang Spicy Weijiahu Spicy Hot Pot Ximen owned by Wangpin Group have attracted attention. A total of 56 people have sought medical treatment due to discomfort after eating. Wangpin Group issued an apology statement in the afternoon, saying that it was deeply sorry for the incident and admitted that there were deficiencies in hygiene management and that it should be cautious and fearful to ensure the safety of consumers' dining environment. The North City Health Bureau has requested that the operations of the 2 stores be suspended. The operators must propose improvement measures and pass the review before they can resume operations. Consumers and the media expressed their gratitude for the attention and supervision, and Wangpin Group promised to carry out improvement actions with integrity and responsibility to regain the trust of consumers. News headline: TSMC confirmed to have received $6.6 billion in US subsidies. Will build third wafer fab in Arizona. Release time: April 8, 2024. Information reference: FTV News. News highlights: TSMC announced today that it will set up its third wafer fab in Arizona, USA, and will receive a subsidy of up to $6.6 billion from the US Department of Commerce. The move, based on the Chip and Science Act, is expected to increase total capital expenditures by more than $65 billion. The first fab is making good progress, the second one is under construction, and the establishment of the third fab will further enhance TSMC's manufacturing technology in the United States. The 3 fabs are expected to create approximately 6,000 high-tech, high-paying jobs and will promote the development of the global semiconductor ecosystem. TSMC is committed to environmentally friendly manufacturing. The new factory design meets green manufacturing standards and strives to achieve a 90% water recovery rate and near-zero liquid discharge. In addition to $6.6 billion in subsidies, the US government also proposes loans of up to $5 billion and allows an investment tax credit of up to 25%. News headline, Visiting the Forbidden City in Beijing, accompanied by Song Tao, Director of the Taiwan Affairs Office of the State Council of the People's Republic of China. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, China Times News Network. News highlights, former President Ma Ying-jeou led young students from Daju Academy, accompanied by Song Tao, Director of the Taiwan Affairs Office of China, to visit the Forbidden City in Beijing on the afternoon of the 8th. The Forbidden City is located in the center of the central axis of Beijing. It was the royal palace of the Ming and Qing dynasties. It was formerly known as the Forbidden City. It covers an area of about 720,000 square meters and has more than 70 palaces of various sizes. The Forbidden City was built in the 4th year of Yongle in the Ming dynasty, 1406 AD, and completed in the 18th year of Yongle, 1420 AD. It was the palace of 24 emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties. The Palace Museum in Beijing was established in 1925. It is a large-scale comprehensive museum integrating ancient architecture, palace collections, and culture and art from past dynasties. It has more than 1.8 million collections, including more than 8,000 first-class collections. News headline, The Hongxing fishing boat lost contact after the earthquake and was found by the Coast Guard. Everyone in the boat are safe. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, China Times News Network. News highlights, the fishing boat Hongxing Fishing registered in East Port of Pingtung, Kaohsiung went out to sea on the 3rd and lost contact after the Hualien earthquake. The Coast Guard continued to search the hull. At 11:25 am today, 8th, the Fleet branch of the Coast Guard patrolled on the 7th, the fishing boat Hongxing Yu was found in the waters 45 miles southwest of Mobitu. Fortunately, the captain and 2 crew members were safe and were currently being escorted back home by Patrol Number 7. News headline, Bizarre car accident. The car hit a power pole and then hit a house and caught fire. The driver escaped from the car naked. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, China Times News Network. News highlights, on Jiaqiang Road in Quoto District, Kaohsiung City, a black car hit a roadside telephone pole at high speed at about 4 p.m. the day before yesterday, 6th. The vehicle spun and crashed into a nearby house, and then caught fire. Nearby residents found the driver naked and immediately helped to escape. After investigation, the police found that the driver was not wearing any clothes. The 27-year-old Sunan had behaved abnormally before the incident. His family said that he had recently read alien books and behaved strangely. The police found no drugs in the car and will further clarify the case. This accident caused heated discussions among netizens, speculating whether Sunan had traveled through time. News headline, Drinking handshake drinks to lose weight without stepping on the trap. Experts certified 8 healthy drinks. Release time, April 7, 2024. Data reference, China Times News Network. News focus, nutritionist Peng Yushan recommends that when choosing hand-cranked drinks in summer, the most important thing is to order sugar-free drinks, such as green tea, black tea, brown rice tea, etc., and avoid high-sugar drinks such as pearls, taro balls, etc., especially for fat loss. The person is unfriendly. She recommended 8 non-fat drinks, including sugar-free sparkling water, black coffee, kangfu tea, etc., to meet different needs, such as refreshing, relaxing, or cooling off. These drinks satisfy thirst without adding excess calories to the body. News headline, a total of 56 people in Kua and Xiongla were rushed to the hospital for diarrhea and vomiting. The Health Bureau ordered immediate closure of business and may impose a maximum fine of 200 million. The sufferers cried out, "Do you want to kill us?" Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, suspected food poisoning incidents have recently occurred in the restaurants Kua and Xiang Spicy Weijiahu Spicy Hot Pot under the Wangpan Group, with 25 and 31 cases reported respectively. After consumers exposed it in Google reviews, Kua suspended operations on the grounds of insufficient water supply in the building, triggering criticism from netizens. The Health Bureau found that there were many hygiene deficiencies in Kua and Xiongla, and it has ordered the closure of businesses and required improvements. Wangpan Group issued a statement to apologize and said it would fully cooperate with the health unit to investigate and improve the environment. Consumers' concerns about food safety have become the focus. News headline, Huazhong launches Borrowing Classrooms campaign, Hua's female principal shoots a gun with 1 sentence. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, the 403 Hualien earthquake caused damage to the National Hualien Girls High School complex and was listed as a dangerous building that must be demolished. Alumni of Hualien High School launched the Lend Flower Classroom to Flower Girl campaign, but Flower Girl principal Jean Manfu objected and said it was not necessary. Jean Manfu pointed out that the main damage to the complex building was to the specialist classrooms, while the teaching building was not damaged and did not affect teaching. Flower School and Flower Girl have always only accepted single-sex students. It was only in recent years that different special classes were set up to break the tradition. News headline: Gold prices haven't surged enough yet. Yinluo stock price soared to 9,300, rising by more than 2,000 in less than half a year. Experts warn, fear of overheating. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights: geopolitical risks in the Middle East have increased, global gold prices have risen again, exceeding $2,337, and my country's silver prices have reached a record high, reaching 9,300 yuan per dollar, which has increased by more than 2,000 yuan this year. Experts warn that gold prices are soaring and people should be wary of blindly chasing higher prices. The Bank of Taiwan pointed out that gold prices may be close to overheating, the number of open positions in gold futures has peaked, and a correction may be in store. Investors should note that gold prices have exceeded the 200-day moving average by 15% and may be overheating. News headline: He didn't buy AI stocks and made a huge profit of 50 million by relying on 4 unpopular stocks. Net worth 7,120 million. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlight: A 40-year-old male netizen shared his investment results in the stock market. In just 4 years, his assets surged to 120 million yuan. He mainly invested in 4 unpopular stocks, including Shanghai Ocean, Zhaolian, Fanda Yanzhai, and Beo's Hung. He said that he made a profit of 50 million yuan last year, but he also shared his experience of 2 failures. One was a heavy loss of 2.7 million yuan when buying evergreen put warrants, and the other was a loss of 400,000 yuan in the Shinkong R1 liquidation case. Despite the setbacks, he still received praise from netizens who praised his miraculous investment results. Please evaluate the investment risks yourself. The stocks mentioned in this article are not investment recommendations. News headline: A fraud group used the AFO wallet system to launder money, 162 people were killed, one of them was defrauded of 150 million yuan. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights: The Criminal Police Brigade of the Taichung City Police Department announced today that it had uncovered a fraud syndicate and found that it used the virtual currency AFO wallet system to launder money under legal cover. In the past 2 years, the illegal capital flow has amounted to approximately $33 billion. A total of 162 victims, one of whom lost approximately 150 million yuan. The police pointed out that most of the victims were introduced to virtual currency physical stores and then encountered fraud after purchasing, using the AFO wallet system and A&D card. The police spent more than a year analyzing the case and launching a search operation. They arrested a total of 26 suspects and seized illegally obtained assets such as virtual currency and real estate. News headline: A famous hot pot restaurant announced its closure without warning. 70 million yuan decoration was scrapped. Foodie, it's so sad. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights: The famous hot pot restaurant Wen Shiba is famous for using 18 degrees Celsius refrigerated trucks to transport Tainan warm-bodied beef that is slaughtered that day. It suddenly announced the closure of business, causing fans to feel reluctant and regretful. The restaurant has been very popular during its 5 years of operation. It has launched frozen home-cooked New Year dishes and won the top 10 souvenirs in Taichung in 2024. Officials stated that the reasons for closing the business were pressures such as the expiration of the lease, rising electricity prices, and lack of work in the field. They plan to find a new location and reopen as soon as possible. News headline: Latest developments in the Bailin tea house poisoning case. The Ministry of Health and Welfare traces the source of toxins. Doctors, 3 things can be used to remove bunkeric acid. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Health 2.0. News highlights: The Bailin tea house poisoning case resulted in 2 deaths, 4 people in the intensive care unit, and 3 people in the general ward. Wang Bishan, Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Health and Welfare, pointed out that among the severe cases in the intensive care unit, 3 people's condition improved but their liver function was severely damaged, and plasma exchange was used for treatment. As for the detection of bunkeric acid in the hands and feces of the chef at Bailin tea house, and the blood and urine were negative, Wang Bishan pointed out that it may be that the chef's hands were contaminated with toxins, or the specimen was contaminated during the inspection process. Experts believe that cleansing the toxins from bonucleic acid is complicated and improper operation may cause consequences. Chief Physician Zhang Guanyu believes that the final answer may have to wait for time to be revealed. News headline: Domestic midday fish is out of the bag. Carcinogen malachite green detected, Pingdong business operator fined NT $60,000. Release time, April 8, 2024. Data reference, Health 2.0. News highlights: the Food and Drug Administration announced the results of testing of poultry, livestock, and aquatic products and found that domestically produced larvae from Pingtung County's Yichun Aquatic Products Company contained malachite green, a banned animal drug that may cause cancer. Malachite green is mostly used to treat ornamental fish, but it should not be used on edible fish. The unqualified larvae this time has not yet been sold in the country, and the illegal operators were fined 60,000 yuan for the first time. Animal experiments show that malachite green may cause weight loss, anemia, genetic mutations, and other problems. Business operators are urged to retain purchase certification documents. Consumers should choose products with production and sales history marks or reputable products to protect their rights and interests. News headline: Will hair dye cause cancer? Tan Dunsai also dyes her hair. 7 steps to dye your hair safely and eat 2 things after dyeing to avoid residues. Release time: April 8, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News highlights: whether hair dye causes cancer has always been a concern, but Tan Dunsai, a nurse at the toxicology department of Lingkao Chonggung Memorial Hospital, said that hair dyeing is safe as long as you use safe hair dye and follow the correct steps. She dyes her hair herself and mentioned that hair dye is only classified as a level 3 carcinogen, and the risk is lower than drinking hot soup. Tan Dunsai recommends choosing certified hair dye and following correct hair dyeing steps, such as wearing gloves and avoiding hair dye contact with the skin. After dyeing your hair, you should drink more water and eat fruits and vegetables to help detoxify. She emphasized that even patients with kidney disease can dye their hair as long as they dye their hair before hemodialysis to reduce toxin residues.